You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Long Pond, Pennsylvania, and Pocono International Raceway for round number 20 of the Stacy Strong Cup Series. He's Matt Metler. I'm Tony Trapasso. Thank you for joining us here on a sunny Sunday afternoon. A little bit overcast up here in Syracuse, but partly cloudy here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Relatively cool conditions today. Matt, it's a great day for a NASCAR race.
Yeah, the conditions here from Pocono Mountains, as you said, Long Pond, Pennsylvania. I know it's called Long Pond, but you are literally in the hills, in the mountains here. And look at that temperature. Look at the humidity. Only 73 degrees, 46% water drain.
Grain with a G.
Yes, water drain with a G.
Yes. Sorry, it sounded like you were using a D.
Oh, you gotta love when that happens. That'd be, I'd say something too on my end, Tony. And look at the wind, only 3 miles an hour. You couldn't ask for better conditions here if this was scripted in Hollywood.
You're absolutely right. And under partly cloudy skies, that track temperature is only 97 degrees. Nowhere near as hot as we have seen at some of the other tracks in the past couple of weeks here in the Stacy Strong Cup Series. And, of course, tonight's broadcast being brought to you in part by TrishasHope.com. They are an organization that prides itself on helping those going through cancer treatments, the family and the patients, going through cancer treatment, and all the donations go back out to the people, directly to the people being helped by Trish's Hope. We can't thank Brian Tarnowski enough for stepping up and agreeing to help out the series here by putting up the money for these broadcasts. As there goes the practice session, here comes the qualifying session. As and Matt, we've all had people in our lives that have gone through medical emergencies, and I can't think of anything more pressing than needing to go through like a cancer treatment. And what Trish's Hope really does is, if a family is struggling and they get whacked with a cancer bill, sometimes they have to make that decision of, do we put groceries or food on the table tonight, or do we pay for the cancer meds this week? Well, Trish's Hope can come in and give some relief on that end, and ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it doesn't need to be much. $1 from you, and $1 from me, and $1 from Matt, and $1 from this person, $1 from that person, it adds up very quickly. And even if it's $5, let's say you put the money that you would normally spend on one coffee a week into Trish's Hope, it may be one coffee to you, but with the donations from each and every one of the people watching this video right now, that's an electric bill payment for the month. That's a phone payment for the month.
That's exactly right, Tony. Together we are better, we can do more, and that's exactly, where Trish's Hope, comes in. I mean, a lot of times you feel like hope is lost. Let's just be honest here. You mentioned the bills that come in when that first medical bill you get when you rip that thing open, and let's just be honest. I mean, you're going through trying times as it is. It's not like you're sitting there waiting for a hot potato, a nice fat paycheck to come in the mail. It's anything but. And then when you look at the numbers, it'll just take your breath away. So thank God for Trish's Hope. Brian Tarnowski, like you mentioned, everything that he's doing for the series, and Stacy Strong, that's the new title of the series. That says it all right there. So
because Brian has been there.
Brian has been there. He knows what it's like to go through it personally. And that's why, I applaud him so much for, what he has done for SNN, formerly known as SNN. And just so thankful to be up here on the pit boxes. Oh, Nick Stein. Not to shift gears here real quick, but not what he was looking for there on his outlap.
Well, Stein went to the top of the pile. It was lap 2 that kind of bit Stein.
Lap 2.
But right now we're watching RP Allen. He's on a ripper right now. Currently sits third. Coming across the line for lap number 2, RP Allen right to the top of the heap.
Who is RP Allen? Hello.
I have no idea.
Well, that's how you make a name for yourself, quick, fast, and in a hurry. You go
it absolutely
up,
is. And speaking of quickly making the name for themselves, how about Jacob Schneider goes immediately to the top of the pile?
Yeah, right off the bat. First you had RP Allen with a 53-56. Schneider, and then here comes Rockin' Rogers to the top of the board.
It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood for Mr. Rogers as he goes to the top of the heap.
Kalamazoo, Michigan native right there, the 44. That Chevrolet was fast last week, Tony, picking up right where you left off.
It was, and it's kind of surprising that, the Chevys have started to come on as of late. And
Tony, I look at it this way. When you start off the season, there was a lot of Toyotas, and they've kind of molted, if you will. They've kind of shifted colors, but it's still the same group of individuals inside those race cars. And when you're that good, it's going to push up the level of competition if you want to get up there and compete. And I think that's part of the reason why you're seeing these Chevrolets come around as we're watching RJ Two-Tap Root, I believe you coined him.
No, Toot Root.
Oh, Toot Root.
He's giving you 2 toots from the chrome horn, and then the next one's going to your ear as he goes up 5th quick. Alex Murray You know what? Let's take
Oh
a.
boy.
Oh boy, you guys get to see behind the Iron Curtain here for a quick second. As I am
Concord,
going to
North Carolina native
bring
there.
up
Look
our
who's back.
points. He is at that, and coming into tonight, Murray showing why he is the points leader. Brandon Edstrom is on his second of 2 laps. Goes up to 5th quick. As Nate Spomer out on track right now. Only his second
Yep.
start with the series. But looking at the point standings coming into tonight, 0 movement in the top 7, 8. So Chris Claude holds strong at 8, but you got some movement behind him as Rich Jett jumps up to 9th, and John Wilco drops to 10th. Sean Rogers flirting with a top 10 right now as he sits in 11th. He's gained 3 spots over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and that's a part of these performance Rogers has been putting together. I mean, he's sitting there in 4th and qualifying right now. It's all about that momentum. Who can get the hot hand? Who's got the dice in Las Vegas, per se? As we're watching Tanner Marty now, he's one of the long run guns here in the series in that 29 machine. From Washington, I believe that's Washington State, not Washington, D.C.
Yes, Duval, Washington. And hey, look who's back. Rodrigo Loga.
The Battle of Buenos Aires returns.
It is, as Eugenio Alonso currently sits 10th quick. Loga and Alonso both from Buenos Aires, so that's why I've coined it the Battle of Buenos Aires.
It works.
It works, absolutely does work, and those two guys really elevated their game collectively between the two of them. Just trying to not only outrun each other, but try to stay up with those fast forwards at the front of this piece. Those guys have really elevated their, pardon my phrase here, but they've really elevated their game as of late.
They have. They've brought it up a level, and with them, you know, I feel like Seba Cornez as well is kind of in that group. You know,
Absolutely.
he's definitely turned the corner, turned the page, in the words of Bob Seger, later then redid by Metallica.
I still prefer the Seeger version.
You know what? I like both.
As much as I love Metallica, yes, it was a well done cover. I still prefer to hear it come out of Bob's mouth. Just something about that vocal fits Bob so much better than it does James Hetfield.
No, you're right, Tony. And, you know, like you said, not to take away from Metallica's rendition, they certainly put some seat time in it.
Oh, yeah.
Quite frankly, the tastiest paint scheme on the racetrack. New Smyrna Beach, Florida, my what I call my home state now. He's got the the flaming Cheetos on that race car. Perhaps Lauren Jones can get Chester up there.
Well, I mean, have you seen the new one that they've got out now?
They got a couple new ones, actually.
Flaming cream cheese.
Now, that, the first hit sounds a little, I'm not so sure, but then, you know, I like spicy, so I'd be down to try them out.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, though.
I'm not either, but
and
you know,
the only reason I know about it is because of the YouTube short commercial that they did for it, where they gave it to some, shall we say, more mature women.
Yes.
I'm sure you've seen the ad.
I have seen the ad. Just whatever you do, do not give those to your cat.
No.
You know where I'm going with that one.
She and I already have an agreement that anything that goes in my mouth is not to go in her mouth.
That's probably a good policy to stick by, Tony. We watch Lauren Jones here in that 11 machine in the Ford Mustang. Right now, maybe a little deeper where he wants to be, 23rd on the pylon. Ran the same qualifying lap I did to start things off, of 54.44 on Friday night.
Well, not too shabby, I don't think.
Worked out good for me until the bulldozer came through.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of got annihilated there on the final lap.
I'm still upset about that, man. But there's the 48 car on the racetrack. Check out that paint scheme, Tony. Tony, what are your thoughts there?
Very patriotic.
Indeed. Almost feels like something you would see on Jimmy Johnson's race car, but that's a Ford Mustang.
I was thinking the same thing, but it kind of works.
It does not look bad. In fact, I'm a big fan of that paint scheme on the 48 tonight from Minnesota up there in the frozen tundra during the wintertime. Right now, though, state of Minnesota, beautiful weather. Actually, having some of the best in the country right now.
And qualifying is done and dusted. And let's get back to that point standing coming into tonight, Matt. There's some guys not coming in the last couple of weeks and guys winning races that fell into their lap. And, guys, let's take a look at Brandon Edstrom, last week's winner. I can't think of a more emotional victory than what Edstrom went through last week, considering that it was his home track. He's just across the border in Vermont, and those guys have just been getting just screwed over the last month because of all the rain we've been getting up here in the Northeast. It's actually flooded near where Brandon is located.
I call it the tropical hot pocket because typically you shouldn't have that kind of moisture up in the Northeast. Sporadically, yes, but to have it consistently sandwiched, and it's like
not in the summertime.
Not to the way that it's been, but it's all that moisture has been coming from down here as we've had that conveyor belt, the atmospheric river, they call it, and it's been pumping it right up there in the Northeast, and they're still getting it.
We've been getting the moisture from you, and then the wind coming out of Canada with the wildfires that are still raging up in the Great North.
Yes, they are.
It's just been dropping all that rain up here, and the Adirondacks have been blasted here in New York State. We're not quite as bad here in the Finger Lakes, but it's still been pretty wet around here. And I drove by a cornfield the other day on my way running errands, and I'll tell you right now, that corn around Labor Day is going to be amazing. It looks like it's going to be nice and juicy. They're plump right now on the vines.
Yeah, all the weather, so critical this time of year, especially where you are, Tony. It all has to come together right. If you want, the seasonal goods to turn out right. And so far, you're on the right track. Tarnowski again there in the 28 machine, doing that warm-up right now.
As we race in honor of Brian's late wife, who unfortunately did a little over a year and a half ago lose her battle with breast cancer. That's why we race in Stacy's honor here tonight for at least the rest of July. And Brian really stepped up big when the league needed it.
Tony, I remember reading the conversation. It looked like, I'll be frank, it looked like all hope was lost. It looked like we were losing a great couple series. Certainly not to take away from what Chris Claude did. I didn't know he had that much. I know he was deeply involved as far as
right.
The commissioner doing all this stuff. I did not know. He was toting the note, and when it looked grim, it looked like all hope was lost. Brian Tarnowski was there literally to save the day.
Yep.
And we all owe him a big thank you. I owe him a thank you as well for keeping this live on SNN. And can't do it without this 28 machine. The driver inside that race car, we tip our hat to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And we ask that you go to trishashope.com. And if you do make a donation, we ask that you hold on, I'm going to put it in the live chat for you all. We ask that you use the hashtag Stacy Strong. When you do make the donations, that way they kind of have an idea where it's coming from here with the SNN group. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to give these videos a thumbs up. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action here on Sim Racing Media, as we are back to having 7 nights of racing a week on a regular basis. And I believe Saturday afternoons are turning into the double header night on the weekend, as we may possibly be picking up a second league in a full-time status,
Yeah,
making
Tony,
their
it's gonna
return to the channel.
making their return to the channel. We got a quick taste of it yesterday, Tony. Great racing, Daytona style, everything you and I love. But you're right, you and I, maybe the busiest two guys in showbiz in the esports realm on Saturday and Sunday. But I'm all about it.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, uh, I'm going to be doing 7 nights a week, and I'm not sure I really want to be doing that. But hey, if the money's right, I'm there.
If the shoe fits.
Or as my grandmother used to say, if the food shits. I had a weird grandmother.
That reminds me about that Kmart commercial from a few years back.
Huh?
I'll explain later.
Sure.
Look who's back on the top of the board.
Absolutely. As we go through tonight's starting grid, they're in the double deuce for Prodigy Esports. 53.232 sets quick time. That is Alex Murray. 76 thousandths over what Jake Schneider was able to do. That is row number 1. You can see both of them right there. Charles Eaton going to roll it from inside row number 2. He's going to be joined with Mr. Rogers in the gearhead number 44. Row number 3 is going to see the 74 of last week's winner, Brandon Edstrom. He's going to be joined with Matty White in the number 48. RJ Root and RP Allen making up row number 4. Row 5 is another one of the Allen boys. That's Bennett Allen in the 15. He's going to be joined with Dave Foog Jr. rounding out the top 10. Eugenio Alonso and Nick Stein rolling it from row number 6. Matt?
Row number 7, I'll bring you the rest of the way through the starting order. In 13th, the 14 is Secret Cornez. Outside of him, that's going to be Rodrigo Loga in 14th. 15th, rounding out your top 15 starters, the 55 of Nathaniel Spoomer. Outside of him, the 9, Jeff Carson. Watch for him to come to the front. I hear he is good at this racetrack.
Carson's pit starting, by the way.
I like it even more. Tip of the hat to you, Jeff Carson. That's going to be fun to watch you. 17th, Rafael Rodriguez. 18th, Aaron Mack. 19th, Mark Johnston. 20th, Ron Fitting. 21st, the HMFIC himself, Chris Claude in the 10th. Look for him to have a good run here as well.
New paint scheme for Chris tonight, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Woo! Chris, I'm digging it, man. 22nd, Kavaja Holt. 23rd, Lauren Jones. And the 24th position, the 29 of Tanner Marty. Looks like after Tanner Marty, we're going to have Randall Watkins, Rich Jett, Steve Herring, John Wilco, Timothy Cook, the 30 of Ken Rod, Alexander Glenner, and starting 32nd tonight. 32nd, Brian Tarnowski in that 32 machine.
So 32 haulers in the infield. We've got 2 guys on pit road as we get ready to turn them loose here. Coming out of turn number 4. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. Then thinks, oh no, the lights are still on. Okay, so we're going one more time around just to make sure we have everybody in the right spot with as many guys pit starting as there are.
Yeah, I was going to say big turnout here for Pocono.
Absolutely, a very good turnout for the Tricky Triangle here tonight, or as I like to call it, Pocono. No.
Well, Pocono, no. You know, it's funny, Tony, because since we have a lap kind of to burn here before we drop the green flag, as wide as this racetrack is, somehow we always run out of real estate.
Well, the only real wide part of this track is that front chute. And Indy cars have been known to go about 5 and 6 wide down the front track here, whereas the Cup cars tend to not go any wider than maybe 3 wide because it really gets narrow going into that treacherous turn 1 here. And we have a trivia question when we come here. And, Matt, I'm going to let you take part in this one without cheating. What, at the time that this track was built, it was modeled after 3 of the premier IndyCar tracks on the circuit at the time.
I know the one.
Okay.
I believe that's turn 2 after Indianapolis.
Correct. The trivia question, though, is what are the other 2 tracks?
That I honestly don't
and
know.
And which turn is which for bonus points?
I wish I knew the other 2, Tony, but I don't. I'm not the biggest. I don't have the same NASCAR knowledge like I do with IndyCar, if that makes sense.
Fair enough. And the only hint I'm going to give is one of the 2 tracks is no longer around. As the field works its way out of turn number 3, the only thing left to say is, it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab the whoopie pies, because it's time to get it on in Amish country. Race fans, it's show time!
Alex Murray, Mr. Fury himself, he is back, and he is at the front of the pack, firing off into turn 1. It's a side-by-side Ford Mustang drag race. Going down into turn number 1, now coming through for the first time. I believe that's up on the top side of the race, on the top side of the racetrack. I did not expect that. He's going to jump out and take the lead over our first. Look at Schneider.
Schneider making it eat there. We've got problems in turn 1 already, or turn 2.
Indianapolis disaster in turn 2, the tunnel turn.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we got some big names in there too, Tony.
That is a lot of carnage. I see Seba Cornez, Eugenio Alonso involved in that one.
Ron Fittings in there.
Oh
in the
my
3.
goodness.
All of this is now the leaders charged back to take the first yellow flag. Tony, we were just talking about real estate somehow being a premium here, and yet, ooh, the 8 of that Ford Mustang looks like it had an encounter with a telephone pole. Alexander Glenner.
I've got to scroll way back to find this one too. So let's take a look. It looks like it may have started with Eugenio Alonso. There they are coming through 1. Alonso on the bottom side there. He's got Cornez right behind him. Getting a good run coming into the tunnel turn. And just the 7 came down. Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Eva Cornez, Eugene Alonso.
And that is a complete Waffle House situation. There, that whole tunnel turn is scattered, smothered, and covered right now.
Unfortunately,
let's watch the 7 of RPL on that Red Bull ride on the top side. One of the small contingent of Toyotas here tonight. He's just going to come down, and it looks like Netcode may have caught them. And then the 82, nowhere to go, just gets run over.
Look at the violent impacts. Those race cars just feeding up into the fence. No fast repairs here, Tony. I mean, this is going to really shake things up. Let's take a look at this again.
Stein had a good run going.
Yeah, Stein had it timed right. And it all just goes horribly. Oh, I'm not so sure that was netcode, but
no,
oh my goodness.
That one was not netcode.
I mean, that's a log jam.
It absolutely is. Luckily, Tarnowski able to get it woed down in time, and with that, the 11 of Lauren Jones looking like a genius right now.
Yeah, jumps way up the pylon here. Lauren Jones, still used to calling him in that 82, or the, what was in the 82? No, the 11 of Lauren Jones, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cheetos, man.
As here we're watching the 71 of Dave Proof Jr. Watch this. This is going to hurt. And that's what it was. It was Stein came down right in front of,
ouch.
Yeah. Stein came down right in front of Rodrigo Loga, and he backed out of it. Loga didn't, and that's what sent Stein around, and it just went right up into Dave Proof Jr.
Eugene Alonso in the 86. He's been on a stretch. Massive damage to that Chevrolet Camaro. They
Randall
call it the
Watkins.
Yeah.
There you see him. He's going to get a piece of this one.
I mean, they call it the triangle for a reason, and literally lap one, catastrophe.
Oh, he went up there by himself to try to stay out of it, and unfortunately couldn't get the car wheel down in time, and then got run over from behind by the 29 of Tanner Marty.
Tony, you bring up a great point here, and that was something that I learned Friday night. This car on fresh tires and a full fuel load, you got to wait for those temps to come up. It pushes like a plow truck, and you're right. When he went up to try to be courteous and give some room there, that car just would not rotate.
And you're going to see it pop off in front of Ron Fitting as we're riding aboard with the 3 right now. And the W Energy ride just gets rocked.
Oh, he catches.
And Chris Claude run over from behind, too. What happened to Chris?
Chris usually pretty darn good at staying out of these messes, too.
It looks like he may have gotten run over from behind trying to avoid the mess.
A lot of times, all that tire smoke, you sometimes can't see, and even though Chris Claude may have had it spotted, still a lot of drivers, competitors behind him had steam, just it was too late.
Well, you see Lauren Jones. Yep. The 62 didn't lift as much as Chris did. Lauren Jones caught a piece of it as well. Chris, not too shabby. I mean, no front end damage. It's mostly rear. Chris might be okay. Just a little bit of a wow in the rear bumper.
Yeah, I mean, he took it dead center right in the back of that race car.
Lights are already out on the pace car. Jacob Schneider going to lead us to green. He's got Alex Murray to his inside.
That's a terrifying front row.
New paint scheme for Murray as well, now that I'm thinking about it.
I always refer to, here we go, one more time. That pace car is going to pull off. We're going to restart him lap 4. Jacob Schneider leads him down. He's going to jump on the hammer. It's hammer time here from Pocono. What a restart there by Schneider. It's a drag race between the 44 of Sean Rogers and Alex Murray. Who's going to get the going into turn number 1 here? Murray has the advantage. The 44 of Rogers hanging tough on the outside, but he's got to watch the 75. Eaton on the bottom. He almost tried to sneak it in there.
He did, and this is one of the strongest starts Eaton has had all season. A lot of times we'll see Charles Eaton kind of sit out qualifying. He wanted to start towards the front in this one because he knows just how difficult it can be to pass here tonight. And as right now, Bennett Allen and Brandon Edstrom going after each other like two kids in the backseat of a minivan on summer break. Edstrom on the low side, Allen on the top shelf. Ford on Chevy action coming through turn 3.
It's still Ford on Chevy action. They're still side by side. The 15 Bennett Allen almost catches a piece of the wall, able to keep it off. He's getting a good slipstream there on the draft, able to clear the 74 of Edstrom. I know it's only lap 6, but these boys didn't feel it like that out there on the racetrack because they're getting after it early, even after that disastrous lap 1 catastrophe.
And that right there is a slugfest that's been going on since the start of this league so many years ago. Money House versus Prodigy. Those two teams have won every championship between the two teams since the inception of the Stacey Strong Cup Series, and they're still going after it with Bennett Allen leading the charge for Money House this week.
Yeah, Bennett Allen's leading the charge, and the man right now, oh my goodness, could you imagine the inside the cockpit of the 75 of Charles Eaton right now? I know it's kind of, wow, the 15 took it down to the checkers.
Looks like he was not comfortable with how hard he is being raced, and he wants to have a car under him in the closing lap, is what it looks like.
You know what? I found a crew chief smart move early on because it was popping off all around Charles Eaton. I mean, those guys were hungry. That was It's like something out of World War II, the invasion of Normandy there. I mean, it was just going on like Donkey Kong.
As we are on board with the Worcester native, and that is Worcester. Don't call it Worcester. They get really pissed.
Wait, one more time?
Charles Eaton hanging in there.
You said Worcester?
Worcester.
I learned something. Thank you.
Yes, that is Worcester, Mass. Do not call it Worcester. They get really angry when you do that.
I thought that's where the sauce came from. Well, now I know.
Yeah, no, it's Worcestershire sauce.
See it? You learn something new every day, don't you, Tony?
The 3 hardest things for a man to say. I'm sorry, I was wrong, and Worcestershire, sir.
Oh, that's going to be on the highlight reel. There's a 75 of Eaton says, I'm out, I've had enough, I'm lifting.
No mas.
No mas. Uno mas. Now, that's a different story. We can check that out after we run this 160 laps. Still inside the top 10, though. Slid back a little bit, but hey, now he's got some breathing room. Whoa, the 55 Spoomer literally dropped it right in front of Godzilla. That's going to check the line. The 7's going to squirt to the outside of RP Allen here.
RP Allen doesn't look like that car is under too much duress after being involved in that opening lap melee. Same thing goes for Rodrigo Logan in the 03. That's that bright yellow car on the or bright green car, I should say, on the outside, right behind Rich Jet. You guys are just picking him up and laying him down as Aaron Mack leading that charge right there.
Yeah, Rodrigo Loga sport some loud colors here. I'm digging the paint scheme on that race car, too. Great looking race car for Rodrigo Loga here tonight, the Buenos Aires native, of course.
Definitely an attention grabber tonight.
You didn't spot him out, I know that. Sometimes, these paint scheme Tonys, they help us out here in the broadcast booth. We can pick some of these guys out. It's pitch black, no movement required. Is now the 07 here looking. RP Allen thought about it, poked the nose out. Oh, he's going to go for it. He's going to send it in the corner. Going up against Spoomer. Oh, he's going to slide up the racetrack a little bit. Spoomer realizes what was going on there, comes up, gives him a little bit of room there to catch that slide. We're still 2 by 2. Now, this is going to allow RP Allen, I believe, to come. Oh, no, the side draft screwed all that up for him.
Rafael Rodriguez in the 60, able to push along the 55 of Spomer. Allen going to have to slot back in. Is Rodrigo Logan there? Mark Johnson starting to brutal his head into the melee here in the 80 as everybody getting a little bit sorted out here. Is White right now under heavy pressure from Bennett Allen in the 15. Allen, since he jumped out of line and went to the tail end of this field, I gotta agree with what Allen's doing right now. He's staying with that top group, not letting them get away from him, and he's letting them pull him along on the straightaways.
That'll help him, one, with fuel mileage, which Tony always seems to come into play here, one way or the other. And two, if something pops off at the front of the train, he's got the most time to react on anybody. I agree. I like the play right now from Bennett Allen. Charles
Eaton starting to backslide just a little bit. You see him there at the top of the screen. He's fallen off pace ever since he got out of line. As here we go, hot and heavy back here is Loga and Aaron Mack going after each other now. Rich Jet has already gotten by the 31. As Loga going to have to slot back in behind that Chevy and try to get another run at him, as they've already got 3 seconds up to Charles Eaton. 3.
Yeah, 3 seconds, and remember, this hasn't been all green flag laps either, so these boys out there are flying. Looking at the speeds right now, Tony, I mean, we're seeing some hot laps out there, and not really a lot of fall off, even through 12 laps. I mean, these hockey pump tires, as we say from time to time, and trust me, I spent a lot of time on the racetrack on Friday night. As here goes Loga. He's going to pull the trigger here, coming through the tunnel turn. Sorry. Oh, coming off the turn 4. I'm sorry. He's going to make the
That was
slide, John.
turn 3, sir. There is no turn 4 at the track.
Thank you. I totally lost my bearing there when I thought he was going to do the tunnel turn. Only 3 turns at Pocono. Matt, you should know this by now. You spent enough time out there on the racetrack.
And there's even a sign on the wall. As a matter of fact, let's go on board with Loga. And we're going to point out that sign that just points out the fact that there is no turn 4 here. Coming down the Long Pond straightaway now, leading into the tunnel turn. Now there's a bump on entry and a bump on exit that these next-gen cars don't seem as affected by as the previous generation of Cup cars do. You can still feel it, though. As we're coming up on turn 3 now, keep your eye on the outside wall. There's turn 3. And here comes the sign that says, what turn 4? There it is.
What turn 4? Exactly.
Who says you need 4 corners? But, you know, I got into an argument one day with a league owner that kept trying to tell me there were 6 corners here at Pocono. No,
what?
Sir. There aren't.
No.
There's only 3.
There's only
Just like there's only 2 at a normal oval.
Here goes the 44, looking for some more. Sean Rockin' Rogers pulls out, but I don't think it's going to work. You got a hefty train on that outside there. That should prevail into the tunnel turn, and it does. But Rogers, wow, what a move by Rogers. I didn't think he'd be able to hold it as long as he did. Those 3 cars, nose to tail on top, are really making it difficult for him. But, man, he is eating up those tires early right now. He is dead set trying to get his getting around Estrom. Oh, look at this. Here comes the Blue Angels in formation. They're 3 wide in front of them.
I think one of those is a lap car.
Still look cool.
Oh, yeah, that was Steve Cornez. Okay. So Murray and Schneider went one on each side of Seba Cornez, terrifying the Uruguay driver.
Yeah, Sebas have a rough early go here in the first 15 laps.
It would behoove Bennett Allen right now, or sorry,
they're banging on each other.
No.
Oh, hold on to it, Matt White. What a save! Nice job, Matt.
Great save, Matt White. He caught that bump side by side with Sean Rogers. And it would behoove Bennett Allen and Sean Rogers to kind of team up here, as they are the only 2 Chevys in the top 10 right now.
You know, as much as Pocono, as far as the layout, when you look at it from a topographical map, it's nothing like a super speedway. The draft here is so important, especially in this race car, Tony. So make friends out here. It will help you, just like you were hitting that.
Bennett Allen having some problems coming through 1, bangs the wall, gets it pointed back in the right direction, drops off from RJ Root just a little bit, and it's only a matter of time before Root decides he wants to turn the wick up here and hopefully turn his season around. It has been a very un-RJ Root-like season so far.
It's almost been checkers or wreckers for RJ Root.
Oh, it has. No, almost about it.
It's a 69 time right now. He runs there in 4th. But you can't let a season like this, Ronnie, rattle your cage and change your strategy. Sometimes when you've had bad luck, and he has been, I mean, we've seen him probably pass more cars than anyone in this series throughout the course of some of these races. But yet again, just finds himself the wrong place, the right time. You can't let that get into your head and start making you change, you know, the way you attack, what made you good in the first place, because that can only sometimes compound the injury. Is now he comes up, gives a shot there to Estrom in the 74, helps him clear the lap car of Seba, who's now going to be 2 wide going through turn 3. Oh, he almost gets into the wall there.
Cornez did brush the wall as Root going to jump in behind Estrom and get that toe. As a matter of fact, all the lead lap cars there trying to get around the 14, and Rogers got hemmed up a little bit. He's looking for a twofer now as he pulls alongside Bennett Allen.
Yeah, he's going for the twofer. How did he make that car fit in that hole?
I have no idea, but I guarantee you right now he's probably cursing under his helmet at Seba Cornez.
Yeah, Seba's a guy right there. I mean, he is He's kind of like the Intimidator at times. I mean, he doesn't care if he's a lap down, 5 laps down, in 30th, going for the win. He's going to race you the same way each and every time, and he is going to make it difficult. He's not out there to hand out Girl Scout cookies.
Right.
And you can see right now, after what's happened to him on lap 1, he's spicy. He's fired up. He's trying to put himself in position here.
And he has pace. That's the thing that pisses people off most. Is Rogers sideways going into one as he almost got into Cornez. But, you know, that's the part that pisses people off is, you know, Seba may go down a lap early because he got caught up in someone else's dumpster fire. But he's got pace when he gets back out on track. And that's what really winds people up is he doesn't just let him go because he knows he's just as fast as they are. As here we go, battle for third, Root and Edstrom, door to door, coming into turn number 3. Opens the door for Allen as well. That didn't take long. Saw it coming from a mile away. Keep your eye on this one. We're on board with Seba Cornez. And he just gets turned off the front bumper of Mr. Rogers. The answer to Won't You Be My Neighbor? Hard no. As Rogers turns Cornez to bring out the second caution here tonight.
I'm back, folks, as I literally just almost took a lightning strike to the face.
Well, Matt, you just missed probably the best spin of the night as Sean Rogers just spun Seba Cornez coming off a 3 to bring out caution number 2. Let's watch that one again, folks. As Matt, if you want to take a look at the live stream so you can follow along as you try to get back into the session. Here they are side by side. Cornez holding a tighty line. Rogers pinching up on him. And Cornez starts to come down just a little bit. He wasn't that comfortable running that close to the wall, trying to follow the cars in front of him. The only problem is Rogers was there, and Rogers wasn't lifting.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, wait till you see this from the blimp, folks. This is a fun one.
Of course I had to miss this.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Here they are coming off a 3. Cornez comes down just a tick right there. Rogers was coming up. And that is just a basic physics lesson, folks. Two solid objects cannot occupy the same moment of the space-time continuum. And just like that, we are under caution number 2.
It's funny you mentioned that. I basically got 1.21 gigawatt.
Pretty much, yeah.
My eyes are, it was literally right in front of my window. Like, I have my broadcast area set up. I got this big plate glass window, and it was ba-boom.
You know, that's the one thing that I'm going to take Central New York over Florida any day, because most of the storms we get in this area, I mean, this summer's been crazy. Who's got the Buffalo Bills for their pit board?
I see that.
Let's see, 22.
Yeah. Tony, you know what you put on my pit board? It's not the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, no. I wanted to get you fired up. I didn't want you to,
It worked.
I didn't want you to feel all. I didn't want you to feel warm and fuzzy. I wanted to get you fired up, but
it worked.
If I'm not mistaken,
that's definitely a Buffalo Bills logo.
It is, and it looks like it might be Matt White. It's either Matt White or Sean Rogers, and I don't know which one it is right now.
Well, I'd have a hard time believing if that was Matt White, especially, I believe he's from North Carolina.
Okay.
And you typically don't have a lot of Buffalo Bills fans in the Carolinas. I spent a couple of
No.
years there.
No, you don't. But
But if he is, even more power to him.
when you get back in the session, let's see, that is 1, 2, 3. Looks like the 4th pit box.
Thank you, Tony.
So if you could see who started 4th, we can figure out who it is. As there is your
Jiminy
race.
Crickets.
What?
Wow! I just got lit again.
Okay, so with Matt being terrified, I will take the snowstorm.
I love it.
The
I love
snowstorm.
it.
Yeah, no, you can love it as much as you want, brother. I used to work as an electrician's apprentice. I want nothing to do with that 100,000 volts coming live out of the sky just being thrown about willy-nilly.
Tony, I know we're covering a race right now, but I'm a storm chaser, and I haven't had 2 lightning strikes that close to me in a long time.
I have.
Wow.
As I said, this summer has been really crazy. Luckily, I'm in a well-grounded building. And I've got dual surge protectors on everything plugged in. So I'm less likely to end up with 100,000 volts right across my brain stem through these headphones. And lights go out on the official iRacing pace car. Alex Murray, Jacob Schneider, Brandon Edstrom, RJ Root, Sean Rogers, Bennett Allen, Charles Eaton, Matt White, Aaron Mack, and Rich Jett, rounding out your top 10 as we get ready to turn them back loose here. As coming through turn 2. Just want to say hello to my mom and stepdad who are watching. Very rare I get a chance to say hi, Mom, but to my own mother, but, well, it is what it is. Green flag comes back out. Murray, Edstrom, Rogers, Schneider, Root, all getting sorted out right now. We're at 3 wide. They get that? No, they don't get that sorted out very quickly. Now we've got 3 Chevys into the top 10. Make that 4 as Aaron Mack holding on back there. And they finally get that one started to sort it out. It's Nick Stein working the outside of the 60 of Rafael Rodriguez. Stein starting to claw his way back forward. Good recovery drive after he went to the tail end of the field after being involved in that first little incident. I'm still waiting for Matt to come back. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to get things sorted out on my end. So far, everybody getting sorted out right now as Rich Jett looks down to the inside on Bennett Allen. Thinks better of it, gets back in line. Everybody single filed out right now. Everybody minding the P's and Q's. And just as I say that, Charles Eaton starting to heat things up with Bennett Allen. RJ Root and Matt White going after each other as well, right in front of them. Starting to get things sorted. We got some good battling going down back here with Stein and Spomer. Get that sorted out real quick. Spomer continue to having problems as he's going to fall back behind Rafael Rodriguez. Jeff Carson looking to the inside on Mark Johnson. Carson making some headway now as the 55 of Spomer caught on the bottom side, and Rodriguez just letting it eat on the outside of turn number 3. Down the front straightaway they come again. Rodrigo Logo looking. Carson drops down to pick up the Argentinian as they both file back in line, right, making a Mark Johnson sandwich right now with those two Toyota and the Chevy. Meanwhile, at the front of this piece, Mr. Rogers looking on the outside of Brandon Edstrom. Edstrom sending it up the inside, coming through the tunnel turn. Give the advantage to the 44 coming off corner. Here comes Matt White to close the door as well. Edstrom couldn't get the pass made, and he is about to get freight trained. Last week's winner caught on that bottom lane. He did not want to be there. He's got Bennett Allen for help. As Allen looking to the inside on RJ Root right now. Root, though, making it happen on the outside. Allen looking to shut the door and hang Edstrom out to dry. Edstrom, though, hangs tough on the low side. Almost a 3-wide situation. Allen thinking better of it, as does the 48 of Matt White thinks better of it as well. Edstrom and Allen still door-to-door. Finally, Edstrom going to have to back out of it just a little bit to get in line and get this thing back sorted out as we are closing in, I believe, on 2 to go in the stage. Rogers looking to the inside on Sean Rogers. That's Matt White. That's RJ Root leaning on him through 3. Root sideways off of 3. Has to chase it down the track. Rich Jett looking to break the draft behind him. As that was RJ Root that he's gotten by. Root really off pace right now. Rogers, though, under heavy pressure from Bennett Allen. Chevy on Chevy action here in the top 5. Edstrom pushing along the 15, doing the same thing to Rogers that got done to him earlier. Rogers going to have to slot back in line pretty quick. Sideways off with 2. He's going to have to slot in before Jett gets there. He does. Rogers back to 6th. Jett currently sitting in 7th. Your biggest mover at plus 19.
Yeah, that's one heck of a move so far during stage 1. Godzilla on the move again early, Tony.
And Matt, I didn't hear when the stage caution was going to happen.
About halfway there, folks. I've gotten the back up into the booth, had to crawl and wedge myself back in here, Tony, but I got in through the back door. Now I just got to get back into the session. Let me check on that for you while we're at it.
Sounds good. As we're going back to watch this battle just outside the top 10, it's Jeff Carson, Nate Spomer, and Rafael Rodriguez, Rodrigo Loga, and Mark Johnson all over each other right now. Carson able to squirt away as right now Johnson and Rodriguez just hammer and tongs. The battle of the aughts is it's 80 versus 60. That's Johnson in the 80 on the bottom side. Rodriguez in the 60 on the top shelf. Bangs the wall, comes back down the track. Tanner Marty with a good run to pick him back off. Tanner Marty currently sitting plus 6. He got caught up in that early fracas there on lap 1 as there is the stage caution. Murray, Schneider, White, Allen, Edstrom, Rogers, Root, Jett, Eaton, and Mack. And with that, we're going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back right after this.
That would be my luck. No, it's yeah, I wish I knew the other two. Probably should. I'm just sure someone else here in the YouTube live chat probably can figure it out for us here. It's Matt White showing the way here. At least that's what I'm seeing here on my telemetry right now. 62 is Schneider there in second. The Fury Man himself, Alex Murray third. Brandon Estrom. Look at Godzilla. Rick Jett up there in fifth. My goodness, this whole thing changed complexion here in a couple of minutes. Yeah, RJ Root just not sure if he had some issues there or not, but Judge, gotcha. But like as you mentioned about Rodrigo Loga there, Tony, back up in eighth already. What a drive! That's tough for Alexander Gangler. I know he probably wanted to have a good show here tonight. Pocono, sometimes the triangle's nice to you. Other times, it'll shave a couple of years off you, and that's unfortunately what happened with the 82. far as the way the draft works here, especially down that Long Pond Straight, or I should say right down the front straight here, as we are right now on the racetrack. We're watching 29 there, and Tanner Marty going after, or I'm sorry, being chased by the 75 here, peeking out. Look for a dive bomb here, coming into one, and he takes it down low, almost to that yellow line. You got to be really careful when you pick up the throttle down there in this race car, because that back end does like to step out on you. But well done. I mean, that's probably the best way to. I've seen someone attack this corner throughout the course of this race. 31 there. He's going to get overtaken there by RP on the outside. Wow. Okay, that's what I thought was going to happen. When you take that tunnel turn like that and you back the corner up a little bit, you can get a big run there on the outside, that top side groove, as you saw in our race on Friday night, Tony. That Red Bull car did it right. Yeah, you don't see that out of Chad or Marty very often. Whoa, they're banging for the lead. How bad do they want the point? How big is the clean air here? Well, you're seeing it, folks, right now. Here comes Matt White to the point, bringing the red, white, and blue with them. Don't count it. Third. Yeah, you almost need a seat cushion in your race car when you hit this, come into this corner right here in turn 2, Tony. You ain't wrong. You can see Matt White getting a little squirrely coming off, Alex Murray included. You got these 4 Fords up here leading this piece over the 2 Chevrolets right now. But those Chevys are right there talking about the 15 of Bennett Allen, Godzilla, Rick Jett, who continues to just take spots after where he started from. And this one, my goodness. Carson. Yeah, Toyotas are still hard to say. Is that the 22 in the wall? Whoa. What a block by White. Thank God it's early in the race, only 46 laps in, because, Tony, that was 10 to go. I'm not so sure he gets away with that. Whoa. They started the Indy Snake early on that one. No, I don't think so either. I think he was getting a big time, getting ready to get a big push there from the 0-2 of Schneider. And he may have executed the push a little too soon, and Matt White had to hold on to the crazy train, if you get me. Yeah, Estrom will make you pay one way or another. You know, he's a smart race car driver in that 74. We seen that last week. You know, when he won the Battle of the Lobster Fest up there in New Hampshire. Such an awesome interview. I mean, that's why I love doing this job, Tony, especially these sentimental wins, or, you know, just these wins, you know, some of these breakthrough drivers that you have from time to time. At other times, just drivers that want it that bad, like Brandon Estrom did last week. That's what this is all about, at least for me. Wasn't the right time for Nick Stein there in the 82. Texas. Let's see what happened, Tony. Return of the Mac. Oh, got caught in the Bubba Wallace triples down there. I don't know how. He may need a new spleen after that, but he didn't hit anything. Yeah, and remember, half the time Nick Stein's tires aren't even on the ground. He's no, no, sir. Save of the race right now to Nick Stein. Yeah, that's the other thing that's treacherous about this backstretch, Tony. You get out of the preferred group, you've got a couple lanes. If you get down there close to that inside wall, I mean, there are some jumps. I mean, you will go for a ride. We saw that happen with Bubba Wallace a few years back at Pocono, and Nick Stein basically took the same telemetry, the same course right through there, and he got a reminder. For right. Yeah, some of these guys must have watched the live race today on TV, as this is something literally taken out of what we saw at Pocono on the NBC coverage. Very similar. At this race, if you're a driver, Tony, that likes to attack the corners, that's not going to work here. Pocono makes you pay in the Department of Goodyear if you attack these corners. If you back them up now, I mean, that'll help. I mean, I understand that track position's key. It's critical. I mean, just ask Schneider, Allen, Rogers, etc. Carson in that list too. But if you attack these corners here, you are going to murder those Goodyears. Pardon my French. But if you're a little less aggressive here and you know how to pace yourself, you can make two tires work. But throw that out the window, crumple it up, forget about it if you're attacking them. I really think this favors the 9, Tony. Right, because that'll help. That'd be the elixir right there. The doctor ordered too.
Would help if I turned my mic on. Sorry about that, folks. As pace car is in, we're still waiting for an answer for tonight's trivia question. Schneider jumps on the loud pedal, and we are back underway.
Schneider takes him back to green, back on the loud pedal, and back on the throttle pedal for all the competitors currently out there on the racetrack right now through 52 laps of action right here on SRM. The 0-2 of Schneider continues to carry the torch around the green triangle from Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Bennett Allen, Sean Rogers, Jeff Carson, and Rafael Rodriguez. That's the top 5 as they run right now. And look at Sneaky Pete trying to get away here. 2x2 action.
Schneider trying to get away as Aaron Mack was another one of the two-tire heroes. Matt White working the outside of him on the fresh 4. Gets 2 for there as here comes Edstrom as well on the fresh 4.
Those fresh 4s are making it look easy going through that tricky part of the racetrack too. You can just carry so much more speed. You can even take it up top and keep yourself out of all that trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's sporting the GT 500 badge on the front of their race car. Check that out.
Absolutely.
On the 75, Charles Eaton. I like it.
Eaton is, so's RJ Root. But, definitely something we're going to have to be mindful of is we are fast approaching the second stage break.
Yeah, it's coming quick, fast, in a hurry.
Jet sideways coming through the tunnel turn. Looks like 2 tires was not the good way to go as he drops a few spots.
Yeah, Jet falling into the clutches right now of Matt White, RJ Roots in front of him. Don't look now, Rafael Rodriguez coming.
Rodriguez still on the old tires, though.
He's still on the old tires. He's making it work pretty well right now, though. He's bobbing and weaving a little bit, but he's finding a way to hang with these guys.
And here comes Edstrom to the inside of Rodriguez, going into 1, trying to follow the 48 of Matt White through. Still door to door, and I would like to apologize for everybody that has been having problems hearing Matt and I tonight. I've got both our microphones maxed out on my end, and unfortunately, it's just not going to be powerful enough as we're both suffering from storm-itis right now. Is the weather not the greatest here, not the greatest there, and we're doing what we can as RJ Root under heavy pressure from those guys on the fresh tires.
Yeah, RJ Root has his own storm he's battling right now on the racetrack, and that is in the form of Matt White. Pulls the slider coming out of 3. Love watching these guys doing the Indy Snake at times, coming down this long straightaway. Feel like you could land a 747 on this piece of concrete, or this piece of asphalt, Tony, at times.
Well, the NHRA used to run a national event here.
Whoa, big time power slide there for RJ Root. That was big coming out of 2.
That was big time is right. It held up Brandon Edstrom a little bit as we are about 5 to go this next time by for the stage. Schneider continuing to show the way. He's about a car length over Bennett Allen right now as here comes Eaton to the inside on Carson. And there's the caution. Stein, Wilco, and Watkins. What on earth happened to those 3 guys? Stein pointed sideways again, and it looks like he might have some rear end damage. Let's go back and take a look at what happened with the 82.
Just back here trying to mind his business. There's Tarnowski on the inside here. Oh, Tarnowski slides up a little bit. Glenner comes down a little bit, and he can't save it. And bonk.
Oh, Chris Claude, nowhere to go. heavy damage on the 10.
Big time damage on the 10. That car's not so 5G anymore.
No, very, very not 5G.
Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
So we're going to go on board with the Verizon 5G Toyota of Chris Claude. And here you see it, and he guessed wrong. Oh!
Oh,
That is no bueno.
heartbreak for Chris Claude.
62, the 82, and the 83 all catching a piece of that one. Here is the 83. It's going to pop off in front of him. And he actually missed hitting anything. Waited for the 82 to get out of the way. Just woed the car up. Heads up driving from Randall Watkins.
Yeah, Randall Watkins there.
There's a big heads up.
It's like he had a piece of military vision equipment looking out the front of that Lexan on that race car, the way he able to navigate through that mess.
As we're watching John Wilco right now, as it's going to pop off in front of him. He guesses wrong, catches Claude, spins the car, and just cannot get it collected and puts it into the safer barrier. And I almost think this track was better off without those safer barriers marking where the grass is.
You're right. It's a catch-22, Tony. If you don't have those safer barriers, we know someone's going to...
Oh, yeah.
You remember some of these wrecks here back in the 90s? Oh, my goodness.
How about the 2001 wreck that Jeff Gordon had where the brake rotor exploded and hung the throttle wide open?
Elliott Sadler comes to mind.
Yeah, there were a lot of...
He left his engine out there by the RVs.
Yeah, there were a lot of sketchy moments. Elliott Sadler was one of them. I believe that was also a Ricky Craven crash as well at the same time. Like, it was like synchronized crashing. But not 100% certain if that is going to be the stage caution or not. If the lights go out this time, we're going to have a 2-lap shootout for all the marbles for stage 2. Lights go out, and we are going to have a 2-lap shootout. Tarnowski and Jones. Not sure why Jones is going to the outside. Oh, okay. No, he is going to the inside. So Tarnowski going to have the button. Big news out of the Stacy Strong camp. Man out of Waukesha, Wisconsin, in that Chevy Camaro. Going to start us to green. He was last down for 4 in fuel on lap 49. So only about 10 laps on his tires. Edstrom came down for fuel only. White fuel only. RP Allen, Alex Murray fuel only. Bennett Allen took 4, and so did Jacob Schneider. And everybody back from there. This is about to get interesting. We are going to have a green-white checker for the stage win. It's going to be a big feather in the cap of the Stacy Strong camp if Tarnowski can hang on. 5 miles for the stage. That's all that's left, Matt.
5 miles, 2 laps around this facility.
Here we go. Out of turn number 3. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. There it goes into the Geico restart zone. They come. Tarnowski with the button. Jumps on the loud pedal, and we are back underway. Drag race. As Edstrom pushing Tarnowski along right now. 3 wide behind him as Lauren Jones did not get going. And that opens the door as leaning on the 48 right now. White trying to send it up to the inside. Oh, hang on to her. The 7 of RP Allen got shuffled out. How he saved that, I have no idea. Just like that, Edstrom able to get by Tarnowski with some quickness. And here comes White up the inside going into the tunnel turn. And he's bringing Alex Murray with him.
Got the right man working with him, Tony Trapasso. Alex Murray, the 22. You know he knows how to get to the front, and he's holding on for the ride.
Next flag ends the stage. Edstrom, White, Murray, Tarnowski, Jones, your top 5 as we sit. Jones drops to the inside. The 15 of Bennett Allen goes with him. Allen now looks to the inside on Jones. Full send it for the 15 on the 4 fresh tires. 3 wide. And here comes RJ Root. .44 of Sean Rogers into the wall, coming out at 1. Root looks to the inside of Tarnowski. This is your battle for 4th. Edstrom shows the way out front. It's going to be green and white checker this next time by. Tarnowski, a little bit of squirreliness. Here comes Schneider. Root's already gotten by. Here comes Eaton and company. They're 3 wide behind Tarnowski. Eaton sideways. We are going to get the stage in. Edstrom wins the stage. White comes home in 2nd. Apparently, we are not ending the stage there.
No, we continue to motor on, Tony. We remain under green flag conditions here. Ooh, Tarnowski almost caught a piece of the wall there. Matt White continues to battle Edstrom there for the lead. Here goes White. He's going to pull the chain. He's going for the ripper, and he sends it in there. What a power move by the 48 of Matt White back to the point. See how Hall's now to turn 3. He's taking a low entry there. He's going to slide it out towards the wall here as he picks up the loud pedal.
Ooh.
Catches a piece of the wall that might give the edge back to Edstrom here.
Edstrom with a good head of steam right now. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at the dashboard and see what these guys are doing down the long front straightaway here. 193 hauling it off into turn number 1's braking zone. Wow.
These guys find a way to get some speed out of these next-gen cars. You cannot take that away from them.
That is absolutely big speed here at Pocono. And they're no slouched on the long pond straightaway either. 186 before hauling it into the tunnel turn. And again, tonight's trivia question, we're still waiting on an answer. When this track was built, there were 3 premier IndyCar tracks on the series. Matt's already given you the answer to one of which of the 3 tracks was this track modeled after. Turn 2 is based on Indianapolis. What 2 tracks are turns 3 and turn 1 modeled after? And which order are they in for bonus points?
And I believe one of the tracks are no longer being utilized, correct, Tony?
Correct. One of the tracks it's a Walmart parking lot now. And Dcash Video gets it right.
Dcash. I was waiting for him to sound off.
Dcash, my man. He got it right. Turn 1. Well, turn 3 is based on the Milwaukee Mile, which the track's still around. It's just not being utilized as much as it should be. Turn 2, of course, is from Indy. And turn 1, the Kidney track at Trenton. And when I say that, the track had a dog leg to the right down the back chute. Very, very weird looking track, but yes, Trenton, New Jersey, it's now a Walmart parking lot. As we're watching RP Allen and Aaron Mack go after each other back there. Rich Jett under heavy pressure from Sean Rogers right now. A little Chevy on Chevy action here, just outside the top 5.
Yeah, this is around that 8th place position. Tony Rich Jett, a.k.a. Godzilla, working hard with Rockin' Rogers in the 7 there. They are all over each other. Just ahead of them, just up the road, Bennett Allen in the 15. If Jett and Rogers can work together, they should be able to get up there and possibly catch the 15 there if Allen as they go hauling off into turns 1. Coming down the Long Pond stretch now.
And the reason they call this the Long Pond straightaway is because Long Pond is actually a quarter mile outside of the that straightaway here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. I had somebody try to tell me one time that Long Pond was one of the Finger Lakes. No, unfortunately, no, sir, not correct.
No, it's not. I'll tell you what, Bennett is getting it done through these corners because, I'm sorry here, massive brain moment. Forgive me, folks, because Allen and Rogers, they're doing really good working together on these long straights as they finally catch Allen. Now we go back up towards the front here. There's Schneider in the 2. He's going to get around Alex Murray. He just got around Alex Murray.
He did, as Murray, trying to break the draft of R.J. Root, thinks better of it, drops back in line. Throw a blanket over the top 5 right now, as that's Matt White, Brandon Edstrom, Jacob Schneider, Alex Murray, and R.J. Root. And they've got about 2.5 seconds back to that 3-car Chevy Tango of Bennett Allen, Sean Rogers, and Rich Jett. Brian Tarnowski's another 2.5 off of them, as Lauren Jones's Ford rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, look at old Lauren Jones having a good run in that Flaming Cheetos car.
He's now caught Tarnowski and is making some headway. And Tanner Marty, ever since he got back on the same tire strategy as everyone else, he's starting to make some headway again in that Chevy of his. And RP Allen, your highest running Toyota.
Yeah, Allen having a good go of it.
Oh!
Whoa!
That was a moment.
Yeah, those Cheetos almost caught fire. Literally.
We are under caution.
It was just really starting to get good around Lauren Jones.
That's the stage.
Well, that's why they were turning the wick up, apparently, Tony. They were coming to that all-important stage, which
absolutely means... As you got White, Edstrom, Schneider, Root, Murray, Allen, Rogers, Jett, Tarnowski, and Jones getting the final point.
Chester's got a little bit of a grin on his chin tonight here in Pocono. That 11 car's feeling racy.
It is at that, and he elected the pit start, too. So he's not plus 13 as he was supposed to start 13 spots back from that, but he actually started 32nd on the field.
He is flat out flying around here.
Absolutely. Both he and Kavaja Holt electing to pit start. Kavaja, though, put it on the hauler after only 17 laps, whereas Lauren just kept plugging away at it. Did spend a couple extended periods on pit road, but stayed on the lead lap, and Lauren Jones running top 10 right now. As we're going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back right after this.
You can keep me in here.
And we are back at Pocono. Reaching out now to our Stage 2 winner, Brandon Edstrom, picking right up where you left off last week. Congratulations on getting another stage win.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm not trying to jinx you guys or anything, but I believe second stage is at 95, I think. Honest to God.
Yeah, you guys just passed it.
Did we really? Oh, well, I'm
thought.
clueless. Who knows?
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
We're at
Oh, yeah, it is 95. I'm
Hey,
sorry,
okay.
Brandon.
Hey, little bit of a storyline for you guys, though.
Yeah.
The sky is really messing with my computer, and I don't know if you guys can see it on the broadcast or not, but I have grandstands turned off, I have fans turned off, but the sky, it's so weird right now. It's starting to darken up a little bit. I'm dropping frames bad. So
all right, where am I putting you back as we get ready to turn them back loose?
PRE, if you could, please.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Well, there you heard it. 95. I screwed up again, so I have no idea what this caution is for.
Ominous weather in the simulator we find out about, though, Tony, as those lights go out the pace car.
Just Schneider getting ready to lead us, Edstrom getting ready to lead us back is not a ton of takers. As a matter of fact, your top 16 all stayed out here. Matt White leads the charge down pit road as, well, here we go. Working lap 70 of 160 here tonight. I can math, I promise I can, folks. Edstrom, Schneider, Murray, Root, and Rogers, your top 5. There goes the pace car, and here goes the restart.
Green flag back in the air from Pocono, Pennsylvania, right here live on SRM. Brandon Edstrom leads the charge going down into turn number 1. And Tony, that's about as fierce of a top 4 as you'll ever see right now. RJ Root going to pull the trigger going down on the bottom. He's eating right now door to door with Schneider. Schneider's going to get a great exit, though. That's going to keep RJ Root right in third for now.
RJ Root in third, Alex Murray, your pole sitter, back in 4th, and stage 1 winner, I might add, as Bennett Allen currently holds down the final spot in the top 5. As a matter of fact, your top 8, 4 Fords, 4 Chevys. Then the Ford of Eaton and the Chevy of Spomer, and now it's Toyota of Allen rounding out your top 10, as Allen sends it to the inside. He's bringing Carson with him.
Oh, he almost gets into Carson, the other Toyota.
Well, that's no bueno. As Carson now into 9th, Spomer into 11th. Allen back to 12th, lost 2 there.
Jeff Carson throwing memes out the window, trying to figure out what happened there with R.P. Allen.
Don't dwell on it too much, as Carson, your highest running Toyota tonight. And here we go. Edstrom, we heard him say that, he's having weather issues like you are, Matt.
Yeah, apparently. Just said he was just crazy out in the skies outside. Did he mention something about his frame rates?
Yeah, his frame rates are dropping profusely right now as the weather continues to rage there in Vermont. Now, they've been under flood conditions for the past, 3 weeks. And this is definitely not what they needed, as Edstrom looks back to the inside of Schneider, who got him coming off of 4 that time. Back and forth they go. The 74 and the 0 Deuce making it happen at the front of this piece, as Bennett Allen's gotten by Alex Murray.
What a move by RJ Root. Look at, he squirted out of a Salem's hot dog bun there. Goes down to the inside of Bennett Allen. They're going to be door to door. This is going to get interesting. Give each other plenty of room. 2 veteran race car drivers there. They know how to get it done through that part of the racetrack. Here comes the 22 now, Alex Murray. Under heavy siege, though, from RJ Root. Tony, we're back to the situation again. Should RJ Root go to attack Murray or vice versa? That opens the door for Sean Rogers or Bennett Allen, depending on how you look at it.
Well, Bennett Allen's already up in 3rd.
Yeah, I'm what I'm saying again. If Alex Murray goes to attack the 15 of Bennett Allen, isn't able to execute.
Right.
As you see now, we go on board. He's able to get by, get some help there from RJ in the draft. Just came out the wrong way.
I kind of figured that's what you meant. Is unfortunately Bennett Allen lost 2 there, going through the tunnel turn, and now he's falling back into the clutches. Those 3 Chevys, all running right there, just outside.
How?
4 Fords and 3 Chevys.
4 Fords and 3 Chevys, and how is Murray able to rip the bottom like that consistently? What kind of a setup is in that race car? As RJ Root says, hey, that's my turn. I'm going to send it down here now to the flats. Well, just about the flats. Oh, he's going to get a little squirrely. That's going to cost him a couple spots as that freight train is locked and loaded. Here comes Godzilla. He's picking up the tail. That's the 77 of Jet. RJ Root going to try and squeeze in between Rogers and Jet, and does.
Well, that was, to answer your question about Alex Murray, that's Alex Murray doing Alex Murray stuff, as RJ Root was fighting for his career right there, trying to save that car. Coming down the Long Pond straightaway actually does, as Jet was kind enough to let him in here with 20 to go in the stage. Good grief. Bennett Allen looking to the inside of, Sean Rogers looking to the inside of Bennett Allen now, I should say. Ford, Chevy, Ford, Chevy, your top 7 right now, as they all run stem to stern, about 2 seconds to the good over Matt White in the 48, who's way back there.
That's going to open the door for RJ Root. He's going to pull the trigger now. Bennett Allen comes down. I'm not sure if that was a block or if that was just a slip and a miscue, but here comes RJ Root. He's going to slide it in front. He's going to overtake the 44. Oh, he's going to get turned. He's going to get into Rockin' Rogers as well.
Oh, crap.
There goes the Batmobile.
I don't know which it was supposed to be, but I can tell you what it actually turned out being. There you see the 15 drop down, try to throw the block on RJ. RJ keeps his foot in it, makes it eat on the bottom side, has to chase it a little right there. And that lets the 15 get into him, gets RJ Root sideways, and the 44 nowhere to go, finishes RJ off.
This has been the saga, the story of RJ Root now. He gets caught up in shenanigans and then runs his heart out, his daylights out, coming through the field, and gets punted time and time again. He makes a beautiful send through the corner here, but he goofs just a little bit right in front of Bennett Allen. He's going to send him. Oh, RJ. I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain.
Well, it's bad luck. RJ wouldn't have any luck at all tonight.
I know. I feel like we're just on this bad replay, this endless loop of RJ Root having to race his guts out only to get caught up in something.
They just black flagged the 15.
I didn't feel like that was on RJ. Race Control saw it that way too. You know, love Bennett Allen, don't get me wrong. Great driver there.
Yep, they're putting that one on Bennett Allen, saying that he's the reason that caution came out. Tail end of the longest line for you, sir.
You know, and if we looked at that again, maybe we would see it a different way too, Tony. I mean, we know how these tails go from time to time. It's all about the right camera angle to figure out really what sets off these, these cars in motion, if you will.
Let's go on board with Bennett Allen and see what happens.
Well, this is going to be the camera angle for us here. RJ slides up. He does the wiggle and... Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't see how you could really call that on anybody. I mean, it was one of them racing deals.
Exactly. That's a racing deal to me. I mean, this is the next gen cars. I know they're starving for horsepower. He's got to get on the hot sauce sooner than later here. I mean, watch the slider come in from RJ.
Gives plenty of room. RJ comes up, slides the back end. They're both picking the throttle up at that point.
Right.
And these are not driven by robots.
No, and if Bennett lifts there, he's a sitting duck.
Well, this just stated he couldn't get his foot off the accelerator pedal in time.
Way. Exactly.
RJ Root was, inches off his front bumper to begin with. And RJ's back end just washed out. He was chasing it, and Bennett was, trying to get by him.
Yeah, I take back what I said. That was not on Bennett Allen. That's a pure Pocono racing deal right there, if I've ever seen one.
So if you're a Jacob Schneider fan, he's currently leading this piece right now, and he's elected to take the outside lane. Interesting.
Tony, we've seen this before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Schneider was a commodity. I mean, up in New Hampshire, and he's making another case for it right here in Pocono. No,
he absolutely is. But we've also seen this go both ways.
We have.
And we're just waiting right now for Alex Murray to do Alex Murray things.
I still can't get over how he's sending it in so deep on some of these corners. I mean, forget the banking. Where he's going in, where he's running some of these turns at. Incredible to watch.
Absolutely is. But you take a look at your top four right now: Schneider, Murray, Rogers, Edstrom. I mean, that's a who's who of this league right now.
Right, but then I also see some really hungry drivers, Tony. Godzilla, you got Jed there, you got Matt White, Eaton, Spoomer, Carson.
Great run out of the Toyota camp tonight for both Carson and Allen.
Then I also see Alex Murray in the 22, someone we haven't had to deal with, and I mean that in a respectful way.
Not since the end of stage one.
That 22 is back in competition this week, folks. Something tells me he's about to let everyone know here, coming back to this green flag.
Absolutely is. We are coming to 15 to go here in the stage. Stage caution is going to happen on lap 95. We've had it wrong twice now. As the green flag comes back out, Schneider pulls the trigger, and here we go. Murray and Rogers door-to-door for second.
Door-to-door looking for more. Who's going to keep it in the hot stuff going into one? Oh, of course, who's going to send it in there. Alex Murray. He's going to clear the 74 of Estrom. The 44 of Rogers and Estrom, they bang doors. They high-five.
3 wide.
Here comes the Flair 3 wide. There's that Shelby GT 500. He got really way out in the way down low there.
There's still 3 wide.
How did they get through the tunnel turn?
I have no idea. Only for the grace of, it looks like Ken Ron backed out of it just in time.
And you got Rafael Rodriguez there. You got Mark Johnson in the 80. I mean, they're still going to town.
Charles Eaton on a recovery drive.
Warren Jones as well there. He's going to work on Bennett Allen in the 15. Or I should say vice versa. Bennett's going to work on Warren Jones in the 15.
No, you had it right the first time. It's, Jones has the fresher tires. And speaking of 15 of Bennett Allen, he's going after Ken Ron right now. A little Chevy on Chevy action through the tunnel turn.
Yeah, Bennett Allen is flying right now.
And how about the 7 of RP Allen?
Look at RP. He's about to make these guys RIP, rest in peace. The way he's driving that Red Bull machine tonight. Rick Jett continues to hang inside the top 10. His battle buddy, Jeff Carson, in tow.
Once those two have found each other, they didn't get too far from each other. There's Spomer working the inside of Allen right in front of him. Good grief. We got a battle up in front as well as Rogers going after Murray. Thinks better of it. Here comes Edstrom to the inside of Rogers going through the tunnel turn.
Yeah, Edstrom here has got the preferred line here. He's going to slide him up. But now, you see, that's so not like Denny Hamlin. Thank you, Brandon Edstrom. I know, different part of the racetrack, but still. Edstrom could have easily ran the 44 up the hill into the wall there. Gave him room. 44 gets a little squirrely off right there, but we've seen that pretty much all race long right there, Tony, coming off a 3.
We have is throw a blanket over your top 5 right now, especially 3rd through 5th. This Rogers, Edstrom, and White just hauling the mail right now as we are in the closing laps of this stage, closing in quickly on 10 to go.
This is like the Game of Thrones up here in the top 4, top 5. This is just good stuff.
2-second gap over that trio back there of RP Allen, Rich Jett, and Jeff Carson. And here comes Nate Spomer and Aaron Mack as well. And don't ever count out the 75 of Charles Eaton as he looks to the inside.
He's looking to the inside, but Godzilla slapped the biscuit there. He caught a piece of the safer barrier. Pretty good piece. Not sure if that's going to knock the toe out on the race car, but hey, he's got his buddy with him, Jeff Carson, right behind him. This all going on right behind RP Allen.
It's 31 of Max, slips back a little bit further. RJ Root trying to get back into the top 10.
You know he's going to get back into the top 10. We've seen this story play out time and time again. The question is, will that black voodoo cloud lift over the 69? Oh,
probably not. Root giving plenty of room right now, though. Whoa!
Oh, hold on to it, Godzilla.
Rich Jett in the 77 gets spit out coming out of turn number 3. It's going to let Carson get by him.
I think Carson went to set up the shake and bake action there, maybe just a little too soon as Rich Jett wasn't ready for it, and that's going to allow Carson to get around.
Well, when you think about it, Matt, this is the highest we've seen the Toyota camp in quite a few races. I think since the first trip to Atlanta that we did.
It's been a long time, ever since Prodigy went from Toyota to Ford.
It was ever since Wilkesboro.
Thank you. That's what we're looking for, North Wilkesboro. Speaking of Toyota on Toyota action, there you go. Mr. Slipstream himself, Jeff Carson, in the 9. Move him up to 6th. I'm telling you, Tony, the longer this race runs under green, this favors a driver like Jeff Carson, RP Allen.
Yeah, it does, because those guys are known for their long game.
And RJ Root, he's good in anything you throw him. Long game, short game, he's got to stay out of a catcher's mitt.
You're not wrong. 10 to go. It'll be 9 to go this time by here in stage number 2.
The intensity's just going to pick up even more so. If that's even possible. I mean, there's Spomer. I mean, he's in its own battle, right there with Charles Eaton in the 75 ride. Everyone in this pack here, just behind the leaders, chasing Jeff Carson, who's in 6th right now.
Here comes Root to the inside of RP Allen.
Nice pass, RJ Root. Makes it look so easy at times.
It's almost like he can see the air. comes Alan trying to move on
was...
Carson. Leaning on each other. It spits Alan down the track. Carson keeping his foot in it, though.
So is RP Allen. He's not lifting either. Pretty sure RP just got tight there going, 2x2 there. Got tight going through the corner there. That's why they made a little bit of contact. Carson caught the wall a little bit. This all happening just off the bumper of RJ Broom. And there's RP on a death slide. Oh, jeez.
Charles Eaton nowhere to go.
He deploys the instant quick stop on the racetrack in the form of a 4,000-pound race car.
Let's watch this again. You see RP Allen all over the back of Jeff Carson. Rich Jet right there as well. He just back end washes out. Tries to save it. The only problem is the 75 of Charles Eaton was there. Everybody else taking evasive action to stay off both of them.
Decided to drop a Sheetz gas station right in front of everybody.
Great heads-up driving, especially by the 29.
He's, 29's just got a knack for some of this stuff. He just knows. I know. I mean, he should be in it.
He should have been.
I mean, he's all over the 80. How can he see? And he just, wow.
That's when you thank your spotter from the bottom of your heart and tell them that you're buying them a steak dinner after this race is over. Steak and lobster.
In the words of Black Sheep, hello, Washington. I see you, Tanner Marty.
Unbelievable action we've seen so far here tonight as part of the Stacy Strong Cup Series here on Sim Racing Media. He's Matt Metler. I'm Tony Spasso. Thank you so much for making this part of your Sunday evening. As I know we've got a little bit of weather in the air up here in the Northeast, but the racing action is hot and humid right now down on the track here in the virtual Pocono Raceway. Taking a quick look at the weather in Sim, where it's a little after 4 p.m. in Sim time. 72-degree ambient air temperature, 47% water grain, overcast skies, 88-degree track temperature. Matt, that's some of the coolest track temperatures we've seen in a while here in Stacy Strong Cup Series.
Yeah, it is. Probably one of the coolest temperatures we've seen in a long time. I mean, we're not even anywhere close to 100-degree track temperature, and that's... I can't remember when. Plus, the wind is almost non-existent, gusting to 4.
Yeah, that's definitely nothing to shake a stick at there. It's hard enough to get around this joint in calm conditions. Can't imagine what it would be like trying to go down that Long Pond straightaway with a stiff cross breeze trying to push you off the track. White should be going out next time by on the pace car. And it's going to give us a 5-lap dash for stage 2.
A little cash in there and watch what these guys do.
That would be scary.
What are you picking here, Tony?
The pace car.
Well, ain't that the safe play?
When in doubt, always pick the pace car. Right now, it's kind of hard to bet against those boys in the Fords.
It
But
really
Sean
is.
Rogers, he might have something to say about it.
You know, as good as Alex Murray is, and we know how good he is, Schneider in that too is not backing down from him, though.
Absolutely not. You take a look at your top three right now. What do they all have in common? They're running for PRE. Schneider, Murray, and Edstrom all riding for Prodigy Esports here tonight. Sean Rogers for Money House Racing. He might have something to say.
Could be the money time. You're right, Tony.
Field coming down the long pond straightaway here. As we are 5 to go. So we're going to have a 4-lap dash for the stage. The stage is going to come out at the conclusion of lap 95.
Make sure you get those tires cleaned off. Get a little heat back built in those 17-inch Goodyears. For the pace car here to make a hard right-hand turn.
No, we're not on a road course now.
Oh my God, left-hand turn, thank you.
It's all right, I've done it myself, but time or time.
Got to make it interesting every once in a while. I got to see who's paying attention. Here we go.
Schneider has the button, jumps on the loud pedal. Edstrom goes with him. Drag race with Murray and Edstrom for second place. Oh, they're 3 wide for fourth.
Matty White making it interesting. Oh, he's going to get the spot.
RJ Root letting it eat on the outside. Oh.
Working lap 92. Everyone right now chasing that 02 is Schneider. 22 Murray. You know he wants that lead. But like you said, Tony, it's a team car in front of him. Maybe he's a little bit nicer.
Nope. Throws that idea right out the window.
Going to be a drag race to the line here. Schneider leads that lap. I'm not sure for how much longer, though, because here comes the 22 of Miller.
Murray. Miller's not here. Murray door-to-door with Schneider. Yellow flag is out. That's the stage. Oh, no. RPL and Tim Cook have a meeting of the minds. Let's take a look at what happened here. You see him there with Ken Ron towards the back there. Tim Cook in the 09 bangs the wall. They bang each other, and what was that?
Razzle dazzle gone wrong.
So the 09 is going to get up into the wall. There. Comes off of it. Netco turns both of them around. Good gummit.
Netcode and double doinks, Tony. We've seen it time and time again.
Unreal.
You're right. That's going to be the stage. Stage caution scheduled for lap 95 here.
So Schneider, Murray, Edstrom, Root, Rogers, Jett, Johnson, Marty, and Ron Fitting. Nice run, Ron. There is the W Energy number 3 of Fitting getting the final point here in the stage. 9th caution out right now for incident. We will be right back after this break.
race fans, welcome back to Long Pond, Pennsylvania. The tricky triangle, it's been tricky. Pace car lights are out. You're just in time to pull those belts tight. One more time, make sure grandma's got a bowl of kernel-free popcorn, because we're about to send it here Pocono style as we're back in the Geico restart zone. Jacob Schneider hard on the loud pedal, and these fierce competitors climbing up through the gearbox here one more time. Tony, this front straightaway so wide, you can go 5-6 deep, but you better have it all figured out before you get down into one. It's a 3-car breakaway, first side-by-side action. Hello, Ron Fitting. How did you get up there?
Ron Fitting stayed out, as did Schneider, Murray, and Edstrom, and everybody else, 4 in fuel all the way back from there. And Fitting, he might be regretting staying out right now.
Oh, is he almost up into the wall?
He absolutely did.
Matt White's going to get by RJ Root.
Oy vey.
Tanner Marty on the bottom, working there or following White through. There's the 44 Rogers. This massive Hornet's Nest, all chasing those Fords at the front of the field. What Fords? Let me fill you in. You got Jacob Schneider there in first. Alex Murray in the 22 is in second. Brandon Estrom in the 74, last week's winner. Rafael Rodriguez, just a little back off the pace of these front 3 Fords. That's the Fords they're chasing. First Chevrolet in line after serving a pretty beefy penalty. There's Bennett Allen, but Jeff Carson has other plans, Tony.
Carson is on the 4 fresh tires right now, as he's looking to the inside of Allen. Allen hanging tough, though, on that second lane. RJ Root up there as well. Back even with the board of where he started as Carson picks off Allen and makes it look just that easy coming through 3.
Makes it look way too easy at times. I wish I could do things like that in that race car.
Well, now first of all, you have to figure out which racing deity you pissed off, Matt, much like I do.
This is true. Whoa. There's a sender. Jeff Carson clears the mess. RJ Root almost wipes out Matt White. That was inches from disaster.
White looking to the inside of Bennett Allen. Allen was last down on lap 89, whereas White just down under the stage caution. Here comes the 44, Tanner Marty working on Sean Rogers. A little Chevy on Chevy action there, just inside the top 10. Is Rafael Rodriguez in the 60. He is the final spot in the top 10, a little bit about a second over Charles Eaton, who has gotten a lot of damage repaired on that number 75. Eaton looking to claw his way back up towards the front.
Yeah, Eaton ate a little too much early on, not of his own doing either. Just caught up in a couple of tough breaks out there on the racetrack. Oh, look at this. Here comes Matt White back on Bennett Allen. You mentioned that tire differential. Matt White showing why those 4 Dr. Feelgoods work here.
Absolutely. It's now RJ Root working on the inside of Carson. That is for 4th position. Carson still your highest running Yoda inside the top 10, inside the top 5. Not for long, though, because here comes Matt White in another 4.
Matt White, man, he really is electrifying on these fresh tires. He is fearless, just sends it in there.
Carson's around.
Carson's going to get demolished. Holy Kaluzba. I'm not even sure if that's a word.
It is now.
You've heard of Rock the Kashba? Watch this. Oh, my goodness.
Carson got rocked. I don't think it was any Casbah had anything to do with it.
No, that
bang into the water barrel. It's just completely annihilate the nose of that Camry.
That
Bluetooth left front suspension.
Hence the chasm. Oh my goodness. I hate saying it, but no one catches stuff to the face like Jeff Carson at times.
Let's watch that again. We're on board with Carson.
Jeff having such a good run. And it just, I can't watch.
Yikes.
Oh.
Ouch.
Absolutely detonates the front of that race car. I mean, gone. They're catching pieces of it up there in the bleachers.
We're watching from onboard Bennett Allen now. He's going to get heavy damage as well from this. Just gets up into Carson.
Oh. It was that second hit from
Yep.
that really just
Just like that, we are back under caution.
Speechless right now.
And the guys that didn't pit earlier are now pitting this time. Murray, Schneider, Rogers, Edstrom, Allen, Mack, Fitting, Tarnowski, Watkins, Cook, Carson. Hey, Chris Claude's back out there. Getting the free pass, I might add, is it's only going to put him one lap down now.
That is incredible drive by Chris Claude.
And look who's leading.
69 time. I hate the way he got the lead.
Well, I mean, it would have been fun to see him drive through the field.
Shout out to DJ Daniel right now. He's watching the stream. I see you, brother. Thanks for the shout out, buddy. You know, you hate I love seeing RJ Root 69 time back at the point, but I hate the way, God, my heart breaks for Jeff Carson. My God. Every time that cat's having a good run. It always goes down in a blaze of glory, too. It's not nothing simple, no. I mean...
No, you're right. And to quote Deb Harris after watching that, Deb, holy crap is right. That'll definitely rattle your teeth. And I hope for his sake, Jeff Carson both is not in VR and does not have a direct drive wheel. Because a shot like that will make you both seasick and break your wrists at the same time.
Yeah, it will. Now, hopefully the other side of the coin doesn't play out. Typically, when Carson gets creamed, Mack gets massacred. Usually it's a sequence. The 31 on the racetrack tonight.
He is. Well, we've already seen one of the two cars that have had the rain cloud over their team for the past few weeks eat hot garbage twice tonight.
Dumpster fire.
And that is the 69 of RJ Root. And he has the button.
Well, here's the thing. He's got the button, Tony. He's got the shot to unleash 5,000 pounds of nitrous here at his disposal now. He doesn't have to claw his way back through this field anymore.
No, he doesn't. He is in command of this one, but the question is for how long?
We're about to find out.
As your top 11 not coming down for any service under this caution. They were last down on lap 94 for this basically a stage.
But the man with the sinister urge right now, Matt White on those fresh tires. I mean, he has been as aggressive as a strike cobra.
Well, RJ took two. And, with the track cooling off as it is, I think two might work in RJ's favor.
Yeah, the way he likes to drive that race car, letting it hang out a little bit, you're not wrong, Tony. But this field has really changed complexion just behind RJ Root. Other than Matt White, you got Marty now, Rodriguez, Eaton, Allen. Godzilla's still playing, hanging there just inside the top 10. You cannot count him out yet either.
Yeah, there he is. He's going to be restarting in 9th. As the pace car peels on off, and unfortunately, from Ken Ron on back, this field is very unorganized. Root jumps on the loud pedal, and we are back underway. Root, White, Marty, Rodriguez.
Toot, Root, count them on the snooze button on that one.
That's what we did.
Gets a beautiful restart here, gets descended down into 1. Rafael Rodriguez going up top shelf where Mama hides the cookie is our buddy that called Sabres. Oh, big carnage in the back. Of course, it's Mac. Who else would it be? Tony, I got to get a new job, man. I should be a freaking psychic. Pardon my language.
No, Matt. Not psychic, psycho.
Psycho. Or I could be a psycho too, sure. Oh, my goodness.
Well, let's watch that again. Tarnowski involved in this one, I think. Nope. I had the wrong yellow flag. Sorry about that, folks.
Not your fault, Tony.
It's always my fault.
No, it's not your fault.
You see Tarnowski caught on the high side there. He's going to get put in a bad situation coming off the corner as the two looking to the inside just touches him, and around goes everything. Blackjack, everybody lose, and the 44 just annihilates the safer barrier. Holy jumping Jiminy.
Crickets. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich, anybody? I mean, watch the 44. I mean, the 44 just gets absolutely annihilated. Oh!
Yeah, all four tires were off the ground.
Thank God that's a simulator. Hopefully he doesn't have a drive wheel.
You're not wrong. We're going to go on board with Rogers right now. So the 2 is going to get into the 28 there. Jeepers.
And Chris Claw just cannot find his way tiptoe through this field without a nuclear explosion going off in front of him.
Now, you had just gotten back on the lead. No, sorry, he's one lap down.
Right.
He was one lap down, trying to get back on the lead lap. Was probably happy to see the caution, not so happy to get tagged there.
A lot of good cars back here too. I mean, most of these guys were up front at one point. Bennett Allen's in there, Spoomer.
Rogers, Max, Spoomer, Tarnowski, Wilco.
What was I just saying about Mac?
Yeah.
I don't want to see these things happen. I hate it for these guys because, there's so much time in preparation. I mean, we know how, the practice time, the sleep time, the time they take away from their families to, to prep and to put on a great show here in prime time. Oh, it's just it's gut-wrenching. Tarnowski's in it.
Tarnowski's the one that got turned.
Right.
Let's watch this from the eye in the sky. You can see what happened here. Keep your eye on the 0-2 behind him of Schneider. Tarnowski's going to go to the high side. Schneider's going to look to the inside. Tarnowski chases it a little there, and Schneider just doesn't lift. And then, unfortunately, the 3 of Ron Fitting, nowhere to go. Tarnowski spun right down in front of him, and Fitting just clobbered him. But I don't think Chris Claude hit anything. Let's watch that again.
How?
I don't think Chris Claude actually hit anything.
No way. I know he is the sorcerer when it comes to avoiding wrecks. But that's a 495 around DC traffic jam, and it
was ever so slight contact
Chris
with the back bumper of the 31.
Chris Claude.
Holy crap.
You are next level, my friend.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Holy cow, Chris did not hit anything.
Wow.
Nicely done, Chris Claude, I might add.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I mean, you can ask DJ Daniel. I know he's watching right now. He was spotting for me Friday night, and we had a moment where we should have been in one, but it was nothing like that.
No, it wasn't.
Good Lord.
The lights are out on the pace car, working lap 107 of 160 here tonight. Thank you so much for making this part of your Sunday evening. You're watching the Stacey Strong Cup Series here on Sim Racing Media. He's Matt Medler. I'm Tony Trapasso. And we love you folks out there watching this race live right now. Thank you so much for making the live chat ever so entertaining for the two of us.
Remember, if you're new to SRM, you want to join the family. You know you want to already, so make the right decision. Smash the like button, ring the bell. Come home to 7 nights of high-flying, high-octane action each and every day, Tony, right here on SRM.
7 nights a week. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, share, turn on bell notifications, tattoo it on your neighbor's dog's forehead. Whatever you got to do to spread the word here about Sim Racing Media, as we are fast approaching 3,500 subscribers, and that is going to be a milestone for us here if we can get to that. Just the growth that we've seen over the past year has been exceptional. As we go back under green flag action, RJ Root leads the charge. Tanner Marty, your highest running Chevys, he's door to door with Matt White for second.
Marty bringing the Chevrolet party on the outside right now. Rick Jett with him there in the 77. That is a cluster of cars right there from 4th place on back. Tony, we've seen this picture before. Hopefully they can get through the tunnel turn cleanly this time. Oh, look who's in the thick of it, the 22. Mr.
3 wide.
Fury himself. Oh, forget it. Let's just yell it 3 wide. No problem here. We got this, guys. 15, Bennett Allen right in the mix as well. 60 hanging tough there on the outside as he's going toe-to-toe with Alex Murray in the 22. Just up in front, man, I'll tell you what, Rick Jett Godzilla, he has been in the thick of the fight all night tonight.
He has. And you take a look at both Jett and Marty right now. Jett in 3rd, Marty in 5th. They're both sitting plus 21, tied for biggest mover. As now Marty loses out to Brandon Edstrom as Edstrom sends it up the inside. Jett right there. Now they are 20 and 21 plus, respectively. Marty leads Jett as Matt White, working on RJ Root, sends it up the inside down the long pond straightaway into the tunnel turn.
I told you, no one seems to scare Matt White as new as he is to this series. He is trying to prove a point here. He is going toe-to-toe with one of the best, 69 time at the front. Arj is going to get the spot back right now, but something tells me that ain't going to be the last he's going to have to deal with Matt White. As long as those Goodyears stay fresh on that race car, Tony, Matt White is an absolute beast on fresh tires. I will give him that.
Oh, absolutely. But in the long run, these guys are both last down pit road on lap 94. Brandon Edstrom has the 4 freshies behind him, and Brandon knows how to play the long game.
Oh, he absolutely does. We see.
You know, Matt, we talk a lot about iRating. And I just want to point a couple of things out. Right now, the highest iRating in the field belongs to the double deuce of Alex Murray at 6,974. RJ Root, second highest, which is weird to even say, 5,443.
The iRatings I can only dream of.
Right. As a matter of fact, this whole field is filled with guys that are iRatings I can only dream of. Because I'm only at 1150 on the road side of things, or on the paved side of things.
I mean,
that's not the highest iRating I have ever heard of, though. As Edstrom makes a bid for the lead now. Would you like to take a guess what that was?
7,500.
Keep going.
No.
It's over 9,000, to quote Dragon Ball Z. Max Verstappen's road iRating, 9,500.
Oh my goodness! You know who just went almost supernova there? That was the 48 of Matt White. Good Lord!
He and Edstrom couldn't get the pass done on route going through the tunnel turn. And White's now making things difficult for his PRE teammate.
Look at the bump drafting. It's not Talladega, it's Pocono, boys. You wouldn't know it, though, watching him go down this front stretch. I mean, the 74 was locked and loaded all over the back of two-tap route, or toot route.
He kind of had to at that point, because it was the only way he was going to stay in front of Matt White was to just push RJ Root along and use Root to pull him along.
Oh, look at this team tag action going on right now.
Well, if Murray and White were smart about it, they'd do the same thing as White bangs the wall coming through the tunnel turn.
Yeah, he slaps the Skittles off the 48. Ooh.
And how about Charles Eaton back into the top 5?
I can't believe that. Charles Eaton is having the race of his century right now.
This is the best we've seen out of Worcester, Mass in a while. I think since Daytona.
Tony, we said it earlier. We spotted that Shelby GT500 logo on the front of his car. We said he was hungry, and the Bennett just tail slaps it. Is he side by side now with Charles Eaton? Drag race. The only difference is, well, he's got a little help on the outside. Eaton all by himself on the bottom.
Yep, Schneider was pushing him along as Eaton backs out of it, backs the corner up, and falls into the clutches of Tanner Marty. Rafael Rodriguez looking for a twofer coming down the short chute leading into 3.
It's a twofer, baby, or he's trying to make it that, and he's going to pull the slingshot maneuver around Marty. Marty burps the throttle a little bit, perhaps. No, he doesn't. He keeps his foot in full tilt. Godzilla in tow. Rafael Rodriguez is going to have to try and size this one up again. This is only lap 114. They're out there like it's 5 to go.
You're absolutely right. Let's take a look at these stint lengths and see just how long they could possibly stay out. Definitely not within you can make it from here territory. As the longest stint we've seen is out of Edstrom for 45 laps. If there were 2 cautions thrown in there, we know they can make it mid-30s. And the last time any of these guys were down pit road was lap 101. We're only 13 laps into a fuel run for a lot of these guys. Some of these guys were down on lap 94, which means we're going to see if we stay green, we're going to see a jumbled up pit strategy taking place here. And I almost fear what's about to happen as Murray and Root go door to door. White right there as well, and so is Schneider. Oi!
This is looking like the battle of the bulge at the front of this piece, Tony. I just, as good as these guys are, I don't know how long they can race at this intensity up here. I mean, they got a lot of teammates involved here too. And they are just sending it on each other each and every lap. No breathing room. I mean, they're not letting you take a breath around this 2.5-mile triangle here.
Schneider just moved Allen up the track going through the tunnel turn. It's going to open the door for Eaton to get there as well. Coming through 3 as RJ Root's going to slide into 3rd. Matt White, though, still giving him all the pressure he can handle. Those 4-4s at the front of this piece just starting to walk away right now.
Yeah, Matt White now giving the toot to Root. He's going to set up that pass. He's going to try and dive bomb his buddy. Here you go, RJ Root on the bottom. Mr. Fury Murray up on the top shelf. There's Brandon Estrom, literally inches side by side. Who does White go with? White still thinking about it. He's on the fence. He's got to be committed. He's going to go with the 69 time now. But RJ, because the 48 hesitated, had to pull it back in line.
Well, I mean, it was only because Matt did hesitate, not trying to go with the double deuce. He went with he went with Root instead of Murray, and that's the only reason that RJ's not back and forth.
This racing up front has just been an absolute barn burner. I mean, 194 miles an hour off into 1 in a next-gen car? Come on.
And how about what Schneider was doing? He was north of 195, reeling these top 4 in, so you can now throw a blanket over your top 5 because they got a little bit of separation. back to that Chevy of Bennett Allen being chased by Charles Eaton. That's 6th and 7th back there. And then they've got 2 seconds over Tanner Marty, who's fighting with Rich Jett and Rafael Rodriguez. That's 8th, 9th, and 10th. Throw a blanket over them, too. We've got some good pockets of racing going on right now.
Yeah, they may be spread out, but where there's cars, there is heavy action, and they got the big guns out right now. You're absolutely right, Tony.
Well, they're going after it. Again, I got to think that we're not going to see anything down pit road until deep into the 120s.
I'm going to say 128, 129, somewhere.
I'm thinking between 128 and 130 is when we're going to see a lot of these guys coming down. The only thing is, RJ Root and Matt White, they were last down on lap 94. I don't know how much longer they're going to really be able to hang into this fight. Murray to the point.
Murray to the point with Estrom just sending it on the Saturn V5 rocket button there. And right before that happened, I don't know how Root and White did not have the master disaster, because that should have been, oh my goodness, Tony. Root had a heck of a save as that car stepped out, just about overcorrected it, and that would have completely destroyed the 48.
Ken Ron having problems towards the tail end of this field. As he's through the grass coming through 3. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to the GoPro number 33 Elbron. Bangs the wall coming through the tunnel turn. Bangs the safety barrier down the short chute.
Picks the jump.
Rips the left front suspension off the car. Keeps it down there and takes it through the grass down pit road access road. And you can see that's Bluetooth left front suspension on that Chevy. And that is not what Ron was looking for, as he's going to have to spend an extended amount of time on pit road trying to get that whip fixed as we stay green.
Yeah, Ron got roasted there by that contact. I mean, that's the wham bam. That happens at Pocono. You catch a little bit of the outside, it sends you down to the inside. You're just holding on for the ride at that point.
We're riding on board with Brandon Edstrom right now. 194 just before he cabs the brake going into 1. And tell me these guys aren't getting it, as they're carrying just so much speed going through Trenton Turn.
Actually, Tony, you mentioned it, starting to see a little bit of that orange glow from those rear brake rotors.
You can see it here going through the tunnel turn. Not too shabby. You can kind of let it eat through that corner, but it's really at turn 1 where you have to jump on the binders to get it down to make the turn.
You're coming in there, north of 190, 194, 195 miles an hour. You got to be in the area, I think, sub 150 to make it work. That's what we're going to find out here as we have Estrom's telemetry on board here. As you see him now, just about peaking there, 191.
And no, he's still pretty good.
151 was the low, but not for long.
But brake cooling is a factor here, especially in the late going, as we are 40 to go here in this piece. Now, I think everybody should be able to make it on one more stop throughout the whole field. The question is, are we going to do it under green flag action, or are we going to have to see another caution for them to finally bring it down pit side? Hopefully, it's green flag action, as this is one of the few tracks on the circuit that's an oval track that you can pit and not go a lap down.
Yeah, if you're within, 20, almost 30 seconds, you can basically pit and still stay on the lead lap.
Well, you take a look at it, the pit delta for a 4-tire stop is 52.8 seconds, roughly. The best lap these guys have been able to turn is a 53.1, 53.1, 53.0, 53.0. Nobody's gone sub 53 yet tonight. And I used that qualifier in there, yet.
Because we know what's coming.
Oh, yeah. And, you take a look at the guys who turned the fast laps tonight. Matt White, 53.02. Brandon Edstrom, 53.05. Jacob Schneider, 53.07. RJ Root, 53.06. Murray's the only one of that group that hasn't gone sub 53.10.
and we know he can be the fastest guy on the racetrack by a long shot when he wants to be. So we probably haven't seen everything that 22 has to put down out there yet. But I promise you, if this battling up front here, just off the back of Murray's bumper keeps up, he will really hit the afterburner if he has to.
And, you know, I've heard some rumors flying around as far as chatter in the league. We might be seeing some changes for next season that are really going to shake things up. And that's about all I can say on that, but it has to do with, you know, iRatings and safety ratings and stuff like that. There's a big shakeup coming, Matt, and I'm nervous for when we do get to the off season.
Yeah, I think you said it best. We'll leave it at that. Tony, we just threw it out there for everyone that's currently watching right now. I want to thank everyone for tuning in right here to SRM. You got it turned on the right YouTube dial. Now make sure you like and subscribe. Oh, check that out.
Edstrom bangs the wall coming off of 1. Stays in line, though, down the long pond straightaway.
These guys are kicking our butt up here in the broadcast booth, Tony, and I'm loving every second of it. Oh, yikes. My goodness. I thought that was disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, Hyper DJ05, you are incorrect, sir. The 14 is unfortunately on the hauler. But here comes the 02. Schneider making a bid for the lead and makes it look just that easy going through 1.
Yeah, Hyper DJ talking about Seba Cornez there. And Seba's been on the hauler for a while. Oh, my goodness.
Jeepers. Too wide, that close through turn 2, too deep. RJ Root's got to be sweating bullets right now going, guys, don't crash. I'm not going to be able to avoid it.
Bullets? He's sweating howitzers.
Pretty much. Those are definitely mortar rounds.
2x2. This ain't 10th through 14th. You know, this is right at the front of this beast.
This is your top 5.
This is your top 5 that are just lofting haymakers, throwing frag grenades. It looks like something out of Call of Duty right now.
Now, the thing is, yes, I know that they're all running for mostly, well, 4 of them are running for Prodigy Esports, and Root's running for Field Filler Racing. And he's anything but a field filler. But those guys at Prodigy, they do have one simple team rule, and that is try not to kill each other. Rule number 2 is, if you are going to kill each other, make sure it's a SportsCenter highlight for the remainder of the year.
Right. So if you do it big.
Absolutely. You know, don't just bang on each other, rub fenders, and trade a little paint. Make sure you take each other out and take each other out strong. As right now, Matt White pushing along Alex Murray. Little 2-car tango here at the Pocono Mountains.
Wango Tango. Chipango.
Wango Tango, one of the best flavors ever out of the Dinosaur Barbecue in Rochester and Syracuse, New York.
I agree. Oh, someone just caught a piece of the wall there.
That was Edstrom, again, into turn 1.
You got a little out of sorts there last time down the grandstand straightaway there. Excuse me.
And guess what, Matt? This time by, we will officially be within you can make it from here territory.
You can do it. That's right. And we know the 22 can do it. And look at this. Look who is come from outside the top 4. It's Schneider. Whoa, he just put the 48 of White.
No, that was Schneider was leading. A couple laps ago, he took over the lead as Murray and White got into each other. And now Murray back to the point. Schneider slots into second. White, Edstrom, and Root, your top 5. And they've got a 4-second advantage over the other Ford in the top 6. And that is Charles Eaton. As Rich Jet, your highest running bow tie, plus 19, your biggest mover tonight for Godzilla. Number 7, plus 19, in the 77.
There's your pick 4 lottery number, brought to you by the 77 of Godzilla. Any winning proceedings shall be granted 22% gratuity and a 40% royalty to the number 77 and all affiliating team members if you should win.
And if you can't tell by now, Matt has a history in advertising.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate
I
that.
always stumbled over those fine print words whenever I was doing recordings at the radio stations.
How many takes did it take?
Quite a few, because it was normally, you get to that part and you get about a sentence in, and all of a sudden you'd hear a giant F-bomb go off as the editor came up to me the next day. He goes, "Dude, my ears." I said, "What?" He goes, "You need to stop cussing when you're trying to get through the fine print. Make the fine print easier to read." "Oh no, we're under caution." R.P. Allen.
Hopefully R.P. Allen didn't R.I.P. He's had the juice, the energy tonight. He's got Red Bull on the car.
He immediately jumped to the pits. Whoa!
Ouch!
Ow!
Driver's side impact as well.
That'll rattle your teeth.
There's a new flavor. It's called El Torture.
He's working the outside of Rafael Rodriguez. There goes the 03 out of pit road. And he just overcooks it. Second time we've seen him overcook it. It's coming out of one tonight. And just annihilates the left side of that car. Narrow it up by about 1.5 feet.
Did you see how close he got to Rafael Rodriguez?
Oh, yeah. Well, watch that again.
Oh, my goodness.
Another coat of paint, Rodriguez would have been in the mess with it. Watch this. Shwoop.
Hail Mary, full of grace. Thank you for not letting the 7 take me out of this race.
Watch that. We're on board now with Rodriguez, right on the back bumper. Watch this.
Little action cam.
Jesus.
It about took the camera.
Another coat of paint on either car, and they would have been screwed.
I can't even imagine if you slowed that down.
Well, let's watch that again.
That's the closest near miss I've ever seen.
We're on board at quarter speed. Here they are in one. They're side by side. We're on board with Rodriguez.
We're looking back here.
There's the 63 coming out of pit road. Keep your eye on that white car and watch this. This is as slow as I can get this video to go, folks.
Yeah, the Red Bull car almost goes full Red Dead Redemption here.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Can't even see him right now.
Here it goes. Whoop, there goes the dynamite.
I don't think you can get any closer, Tony.
Like I said, another coat of paint, both of them would have been up a crick.
And the 60 would have had
wholesale pit stops for everybody, foreign fuel.
Now they get the call right.
Well, you can't gamble this late in the race.
Don't tell some of these guys that, Tony. We've seen it.
Well, I mean, Murray, Schneider, White, Root, Edstrom, Eaton, Rodriguez, Johnson, Marty, Cook, Herring, Fitting, Claude, all 4 in fuel that time by. And Chris Claude is officially back on the lead lap.
That is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Chris just got the wave around there. He's going to be able to come down for his final pit stop this time by. And talk about Mr. Consistency. Chris Claude drives a lot like you and I do, Matt. He may not be the fastest horse in the barn, but dadgummit, he's going to bring you home the race car at the end of the day and still running order, at least some part.
Oh, that was me up until the past couple times I've been on the race track.
It may not be in perfect condition, but he's going to bring you back.
Then. Okay, well, if it doesn't matter if it's it looks like it's been through a cheese grater, then sure, throw me in that. Throw me in that lad.
I mean, Chris has definitely gotten into some stuff tonight, as he's now going down pit road for his money stop, or not. Claude stays out. What on earth?
Hey, look it.
Pit road closed.
That's why he bailed. Good heads up.
Oh, snap.
Good heads up. Because that would have put him right back. Oh.
Would have put him right back right back a lap down, because it would have held him in his box.
Exactly.
So Chris hoping for a quick one here to get the money stop done and dusted.
Yeah, I was going to say before that happened, I was going to say, you know what? I'm not even going to question the Wizard. After he drove through that wreck.
Yep.
You do what you do, Chris.
Rich Jet also, Chris stayed out to get the free pass. Rich Jet is the one that got the lucky dog. As, everybody, the top 15 are all that's left on the lead lap. John Wilco, couple laps down. Aaron Mack still on pit road. RP Allen out. Ken Ron still. Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Ken Ron already a couple laps down in 20th. Alexander Gangler, the last car still running, being scored back there in 22nd. And Alex is running out of time to try to gain a spot, but he very well could.
Yeah, I think he's got enough time there, Tony. We're back under green flag action here. One more time. Oh my goodness. It's the 22. Gonna take the move here. He comes up. Matt White just donkey punches Schneider into the wall.
Matt White, you're going to have to do better than that, because Schneider, it's not a Sports Center highlight. Schneider's just pissed off. Of course, to quote my grandfather, I'd be pissed off and pissed on. Grandpa didn't know the women I know.
There. I could barely get out what I saw there. I have no idea what. Maybe there was something.
Look at Rich Jet on a charge.
Jet hit the afterburners.
Started 15th and is already into the top 10. Wow.
Jet's on a mission. Godzilla's
in two corners.
In the top 5.
It only took him 2 corners to get by Brian Tarnowski, Mark Johnson, Tanner Marty, Tim Cook, Steve Herring, Ron Fitting, and Chris Claude. 1 lap. That's it. And now he's setting his sights on reeling in those leaders in front of him. Oh, no.
Caution on the racetrack. Tanner Marty.
Tarnowski.
I'm sorry. Tarnowski.
Looks like Marty may have had a piece of it.
From Tanner Marty.
He's running right there with Marty as they haul it off into turn number 1. Oh, no. Tarnowski just hand grenaded the engine.
Was that plume of smoke?
That's exactly what that was. Let's go on board with Tarnowski and watch this.
I thought that was tire smoke initially. Maybe he missed a shift.
Well, here we are, going into the braking zone. Oh! Let's watch that again. Please tell me he didn't do what I think he did.
Well, you see he's in 5th gear right now.
Yep, he's in 5th gear, winding it out, right around 9,000, and goes from 5th to 3rd. Oh, no.
Oh, he thunder chickens that engine through the stratosphere.
They call that the money shift for a reason.
That was all the money.
Especially with these engines costing about $50,000. Oh, my goodness.
Just a rare mistake by Brian Tarnowski.
That's heartbreak.
You can see he caught it. He tried to get it to 4th, and it still wouldn't go. The second time is when that engine just decided to take off into outer space. It's blown parts everywhere. They got the clutch plates in the infield.
Now I'm staring at his piston sitting next to me up here in the booth. Oh my goodness!
What that would have sounded like live.
It's definitely a cringe moment because I've been at plenty of a racetrack where I've heard money shifts happen.
That's not a joke. I mean,
the whole garage area just cringes when they hear that.
I know the term money shift, it kind of sounds funny, but it's anything but funny. I mean, that's thousands of dollars literally vaporizing in the matter of seconds.
Not even. It's like a fraction of a second is all it takes to send every rod and piston out the side of the block. And if you ventilate a cast iron block, even an aluminum block, when you ventilate them, they don't seem to work right afterwards.
No, not really. I mean, you can send the pistons through the firewall, through the sheet metal, the hood, you name it.
I was at a midget race one time, and our driver, I don't know how he managed it, but he hand grenaded the engine. And, we had a guy weld the aluminum piece back into place, and we re-sleeved the engine. It still never ran right. And I mean, it's just, you gotta feel for that whole team.
You do. Especially everything that he's done for this series as of recent, especially. Just a rare miss.
And he was on a good run, too. He was sitting plus 20.
Great run. We've seen a lot of these drivers tonight, Tony, that have been having great runs, just taken out by just ludicrous on the racetrack.
And the only good news to that happening, Chris Claude now gets his money pit stop out of the way with 25 to go. Back on the lead lap, he's going to restart in 15th. Last car on the lead lap he's going to have to hustle it because here comes the lead. Chris has got to get going.
Yeah, that pace car, well, we know from Days of Thunder what can happen. There he is. There he goes. He's down and away. The silver lining from the incident, Tony.
And he just got out of pit road. Oh, my Lanta.
He got a boogie now.
Well, he's got plenty of time to catch the field as they just went to 1 to go. But he just barely got off pit road in time. Wow.
If I'm in that race car, I'm still boogieing, and I'm trying to get those tires up to temp.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I'm hustling. I'm trying not to, overdrive the car right now, but
I got you. I see what you mean.
I'm definitely, hustling the car around. He's got plenty of time, so he can take the time to get those tires up to temp. Alex Murray going to have the button. He's electing to take the outside lane this time. Now the question remains, how much further forward can Rich Jett get? He's going to be restarting in 9th.
Well, if he shoots off out of a cannon like that, again, I don't know where he pulled that one from.
He just sent it going through the tunnel turn and just kind of squinted and held on for dear life.
Kept one eye open?
Sure, slept with one eye open, why not? Gripping his pillow tight.
I think I know where you're going with that.
Well, there you go.
Good song, Tony. We're about to hear a better song, though. The scream of these next-gen V8s as that pace car pulls off one more time. Lap 137, about to start working 138, and we scream them back to the 9,000 RPM, going off into turn 1, leading the charge. Here he come, side-by-side drag race. Where's Rick Jett? There he is. Didn't get good of a restart as he probably wanted. Let's see if he's going to pull. full sender right here coming up to the tunnel turn. That's where he was able to get that run the last time by. Is now look at this RJ Root. He's going to pull it downside. Thought about taking a look inside. The 22 thinks better of it. Matt White will. He is right there. And there is the 75 up in the mix now. Holy cow.
Eaton up into the top 4. Schneider going to file back to 6. And Brandon Edstrom sits in 6. Rick Jett picking up 2 already as he's up to 7th. There is Godzilla, your highest running Chevy, as he's got Tanner Marty there for company as well. And don't look now, but here comes Tim Cook in the 09.
Yeah, Cook is cooking as well in the 09. Look at these boys coming to the front late. Cook having a heck of a run in the 09 ride.
Mountain Dew for everybody.
I'll take one of those right now. I could use a Code Red.
I'll take a live wire.
But I think the ride or the run of the night award has to, right now through 139 laps, has to go to Eaton in that 75. You right on the money with me, Tony.
Absolutely. One of the best performances we've seen out of the man out of Worcester in quite a while. Matter of fact, I think the last time he was in the top 5 this deep into a race was Daytona for the season opener.
I believe so as well.
Right now, everybody's just picking him up, laying him down. And just amazing runs we've seen all night there. As Schneider and Eaton go door-to-door through one, Eaton gives him plenty of room. That's going to open the door for Edstrom to get there as well. And Edstrom gives Eaton a reprieve coming out of 1.
Wow, what reprieve is right. That's the best way possibly you could have said that, Tony. He's going to check it back in line now temporarily. Now he is literally touching the back of Eaton's Ford Mustang. Backs off a little bit, going to see if he can get a little bit of a run here. Working with him, comes up, gives him a little love tap before they go into 3. They're going to send it in the corner. There's Matt White looking inside of RJ Root. Couldn't quite pull off the slider. Already 179 miles an hour at the stand.
180, 190, 191, 192, and then jumps on the binders. And that was because Edstrom wasn't really pushing him along, and Eaton wasn't really trying to do anything. He's just running in line, 20 to go. RJ Root and Alex Murray putting on a clinic at the front of this piece as they keep trading the lead back and forth up there.
Yeah, they're going back and forth, and they're both having to keep an eye open for Matt White. I mean, is they're side-by-side trading back and forth? I mean, Matt White is just sitting there like he's looking at a T-bone steak. He knows all this side-by-side action, all this battling is just allowing him to come right back into the picture. And as you say, back into the picture, look who's looking on the inside again there. Edstrom gets around Eaton.
Edstrom gets around Eaton. He was looking the inside of Schneider. They had that well spotted. And right now, I mean, these guys are just picking them up and laying them down as we're 19 to go. Throw a blanket over your top 7 as Rich Jett is the caboose in the straight train at the front. 2 seconds to the good. Over that man, Rafael Rodriguez. It's got Tanner Marty back there, Steve Herring, Ron Fitting, as Tim Cook and Mark Johnson go door to door.
Yeah, there's Mark Johnson.
And don't look now, but that's Chris Claude as well.
How has he got speed in that movie? I shouldn't guess. I'm not. We know what Chris Claude does. We know how he does it.
Oh, no.
Oh, caution.
Oh, no.
Oh.
What happened to Brandon Edstrom?
There goes someone's Christmas in July's Christmas cookies.
So they're too wide in front of him. White looking to the inside of Schneider, going into the tunnel turn. Edstrom's there as well. Oh, Schneider, and he got run over from Eaton.
Yeah, I had that one. I thought just the opposite. Let's watch this again, Tony. There we go.
On board with the iRacing blimp. Here you see the 02 bang the wall. Edstrom's going to back out of it here. He was trying not to turn the 2, and then Eaton was on the loud pedal, nowhere to go, and just couldn't get it woed up in time.
The accordion collapsed right at the front of the field and took out.
Gum.
Oh.
One more time.
Hard Pocono racing, Tony.
Oh, it is. You know, Schneider, you know, he sees the 48's going to come whether he wants him to or not. He backs out of it. Edstrom gets into him, comes off the trigger. Charles Eaton can't see it. So we're going to go on board with Eaton.
Unfortunately, the backblast area was not secure on this one.
Yeah, this is what Eaton saw. So he sees him racing too wide. He's on the trigger. He just couldn't come off the fuel pedal in time.
No, he couldn't. Just absolute crush it. The back of that race car.
Oh, my goodness.
Good news. Long way around this racetrack under cautions, under pace speed.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of time to get those cars fixed.
That's right.
And Aaron Mack getting one of his laps back. Still going to leave us with 15 on the lead lap. As your top 7 stay out. Everybody else, Schneider, Edstrom, Rodriguez, Jett, Claude, Herring, and Wilco all came down pit side.
They could be out of tires, Tony.
How many tire sets do they have? Hit the info bar on your end.
That's where that's where I'm tracking right now, boss.
It'll give you total sets. How many sets?
Should be. Let's go over here. You get 7.
7 total sets. Yeah, no, they've all got a set left. Tim Cook might be running it close, but Murray's only been down 5 times.
Or is that including what they start the race on?
That's including what they start the race on.
Okay.
So they're laying 6. So Murray should still have a set somewhere. Same thing for Charles Eaton. Root and White might be in trouble. Root only took 2 at one time, though. Marty, Fitting, I'm not sure about those guys. But everybody else was still laying a set. So here we go. Lights should be going out on the pace car this time by. We're going to restart with 15 to go. So Murray, Root, White, Eaton, Marty, Fitting, Cook, Jett, Schneider, Rodriguez, your top 10. Herring, Johnson, Wilco, Claude, and Edstrom rounding out your lead lap cars in 15.
Yeah, 15 cars on the lead lap. Aaron Mack still in this piece, but he was caught up in that massive melee about 40 laps ago.
And he's still 1 lap down.
Still 1 lap down, exactly. Thank everybody for hanging on for the ride with us right here from Long Pond, Pennsylvania. The Tricky Triangle. Tony, and it has been tricky for these competitors in the Stacy Strong Cup Series. 16 laps to go. Right now, lights out on the pace car. It's about to get rowdy. Alex Murray. I call him Mr. Fury for a good reason. It's been a while since he's been to Victory Lane. RJ Root, the same thing. You know he wants to get up there, get another W, rub off some of this bad luck that's been sent his way. Charles Eaton, he's eating good in the neighborhood. Tonight he is in 3rd. You know he would love to break through.
We haven't been able to talk to Charles yet this season. It'd be fun to hear that Boston accent coming out of Worcester.
Exactly.
And if we do get a chance to talk to Charles, I don't think you have a hair on your butt, Matt, to call it Worcester.
After what you told me, nah, I'll pass.
Coward. I used to love to go to bars after, when I was working in Georgetown, Massachusetts. We used to go to a bar after work, and, you know, they'd have a Red Sox game on, and one of the guys I worked with, You go, dude, why don't you go back to your wife in Worcester? And the whole bar would just go quiet.
Oh, that bad, huh?
Oh, yeah. Because here we go. Murray pulls the trigger. Root goes with him. White and Eaton side by side through one.
Side by side through one. Here comes Eaton, but he's Eaton on the top side of the racetrack. That was a moment. Matt White on the bottom, working hard, very hard against RJ Root. But they're also going to have to deal with Charles Eaton in that 75. He's going to squeeze in between Matt White. Charles Eaton on the move. Now he is up to third.
Absolutely is right now. Here comes the bow tie brigade as well, being led by Tanner Marty. He's up to fifth. And Schneider, not a happy camper behind him, as Ron Fitting and Rich Jett go door to door coming out of turn 3.
Out of turn 3, we deploy the Indy Snake. Again, only 14 laps remaining in this piece, ladies and gentlemen. Want to thank everyone for hanging with us. As here comes Godzilla, the 77 on the bottom of the racetrack. Look who's with him. There is Estrom in the 74. Does he have time to become a factor in this race once again? As he is in the battle of the ages right now with the 3 of Ron Fitting. That's for that 8th place position, just inside the top 10.
Edstrom going to send it going into the tunnel turn, trying to follow Jett through. Edstrom started, last car on the lead lap in 15th, already back into the top 10, running in 8th.
Yeah, back into the top 10, running in 8th, and he's not done. He is thirsty, looking for more. 77, Godzilla better be on red alert right now, because that 74 of Estrom is coming, and I can promise you, that man has found an extra gear. He is a hot driver inside of that race car, as he is now smothered and covered all over the back. There we go. He's looking to punch the ticket right here as he sends it into the tunnel turn.
No, we're in turn 1, bud.
Turn 1. I'm sorry, Tony. Thank you. Turn 1 right now, coming off down by the long pod stretch, heading towards the tunnel turn. Wasn't able to get the job done there, but there is a hot hornet's nest right there, that 2-car battle between the 77 of Jett and the 74 of Estrom.
Jett able to hang on right now as they're both trying to reel in Tanner Marty, who runs in 6th. Marty is plus 18, Jett is plus 19. Two of your biggest moves right now is Tim Cook working on the backside of Ron Fitting, running back there in 11th, currently sits in 18th, but right now, Charles Eaton under heavy pressure as he had to chase it down the track coming off a 3.
Chase it down the track coming off a 3. Here comes Matt White on the top. He's going to sneak by. Eaton going to be able to get right up, or try to get right in tow at the 48, so he does not lose that draft assistance. That draft help is critical. These top 4, top 5, Tony, they've been putting on a clinic all evening long. Now it's just 12 laps to go. And look who's fighting at the front of the field. Alex Murray and R.J. Root. As we take a look at this battle for 8th right now. There's Godzilla on the top. Here comes the 74 of Estrom. He's finally decided it's hammer time. But Godzilla's not going to give it to him. He's not going to roll over easily. He's going to make him throw it way down there deep into the corner. He's going to try and pull off the pincher. Is able to do that. Estrom clears, next car in sight. 6th place, Tanner Marty in the 29.
Estrom on a recovery drive after getting dumped. Keeps his foot in it, and he's steadily climbing back forward. And he now looks to the inside of Marty going into 1. Just sends it and makes it stick. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fresher tires. Estrom just took his final set. And look at that. Matt White
just hit the fast lap of the race.
Holy
Tony, you
cow.
called it a 52.901.
52.908 to be exact. Wow.
That is a full-blown, in the words of Cletus McFarland, ripper.
Absolutely right. And, you know, don't count out Jacob Schneider either, as he goes even faster.
At 87, Jacob Schneider says, if you can do it, I can do it better.
86 with a 9.
Whoa.
Oh, White sideways off of 1.
Too much goodies in the cookies. Fast as that lap was, now it's going to cost him a spot, as here comes Schneider, because he had a barn burner himself.
Absolutely did. And, you know, White, unfortunately, now falling back. He is the last car in the top 5. The only good news is they've got about a 2.25 second gap back to Brandon Edstrom, who's finally gotten clear of Rich Jett. Edstrom's running out of time. Running out of time, though, as we are 10 to go. Make that 9 to go.
10 to go from Pocono. Edstrom on the recovery drive here of a lifetime. The problem, Tony, he has that separation. He doesn't want to keep them separated. He wants to get them all ruffled and shuffled back together again. Only way that's going to happen is some yellow flag action, which these drivers at the front of this piece do not want to see. Everyone trying to catch Alex Murray, who's carrying the torch right now over RJ Root, and Charles Eaton still in third.
As here comes Schneider to the inside, coming through the short chute between 2 and 3. Eaton on the top side, Schneider on the low shelf, where we like to keep the cereal. Eaton back to 4th, Schneider up to 5th. Eaton sideways coming off of 3. That's no bueno, as here comes Eaton just pushing him along right now.
Speaking of Eaton, where's Dave Rogers with some tasty cakes when you need them?
Holy cats.
Hold your breath, Tony.
52.785 for Schneider.
That's a full second faster. That's more than a full second faster than my best lap ever around this place.
Root and Murray go door to door for second. Jeepers. Your top 5 just walk away.
They're gone, checked out, see you on another planet. It's like they engaged the all-wheel drive and the supercharger.
Thanks for coming.
7 laps to go. Tony, can we... Whoa! They're doing the cluck and buck.
Well, Murray definitely tried to throw the block to stop RJ Root from going to the inside, coming through turn 1 is Root letting it eat on the top side, and he's got the drafting help. Murray, you done messed up.
Murray, you done messed up, and RJ 69-time Root has got the train. And the train just breaks apart there for a moment, but hey, he's the beneficiary. He gets pushed through to the point. New leader, 69-man, back with the plan at Pocono. 7 laps to go, Tony Trapasso. Is this now RJ Root's race to lose, yes or no?
No. Because the last place you want to be on the last lap at Pocono is leading coming to the white flag.
I had a feeling you might say that. Here comes the 22 of Murray back. Oh, what a move by Murray. Look at Schneider. Schneider's all over the back of Root. I mean, these guys have one little mistake, one little slip up.
All 5 of them are on the hauler.
Yeah, it could be space shuttle status for these race cars. We're talking Ricky Bobby style fallout.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. Right on the money. Matt White, oh my goodness, the 57's destroyed. Or the 75 of Eaton just ate everything.
Watch that again. So White's going to get a run coming down the long pond straightaway. He's going to send it to the inside. They bang fenders going into the tunnel turn. And then White just goes up into him coming off the corner, and boom goes the dynamite.
And the 77 of Godzilla, Tanner Murray, everyone has to drive through a minefield of scattered parts.
We're on board with Eaton. Oh, the back started to wash out on the 75, and unfortunately White was there.
Instant carnage.
Well,
that gives us a chance to catch our breath. Unfortunately, the great run that Eaton had going, the battle, Matt White, I mean, God, that is just heartbreaking. Those drivers probably just...
What could have been.
What could have been, exactly.
As we are on the handshake lap, we might get a natural green-white checker. Otherwise, we are going into overtime. I have that feeling.
Checkers. It's a wrecker situation probably here, Tony.
Well, we're going to find out. If the lights go out this time, we're going to a natural... No,
Look at the 48 crab walk to pit road. That is just devastating.
Yeah, that's definitely no bueno. There you can see, and that car is driving like one of those, as you like to call the Gen 4s, the Twisted Sisters car.
Yeah, the Twisted Sister car, you got it. Lights are still on the pace car.
If they go out next time by.
I believe they will, Tony.
No, we're still going into overtime. I think.
There's one way we're going to find out, and that's when we get to the line.
Well, no, if they go out next time by, that'll give us 3. Right. Restart with 2 to go. Green, white, checker.
Well, they'll still have a natural.
Right.
Right.
But the lights in the pace car have to go out next time by for us to get a natural. Otherwise, we are going into 1 lap overtime.
We're on the same page, Tony. Oh, man, hold your breath, folks. If you guys have been with us for the long haul here from Long Pond, Pennsylvania, you have been in for one of the greatest races you've probably seen at Pocono in a long time. You wouldn't believe it, but these guys at the front of this piece, a lot of them teammates, friends, one way or the other, and they have just been throwing surface-to-air missiles, punches, duking out in the trenches, Tony. It seems like from the drop of the green flag.
It's like they commandeered every beer bottle in the infield. They're just throwing Molotov cocktails at each other at times.
Throw that in there, too. I think I even seen a water bottle come out at one point.
As long as the beer cans don't fly from the grandstands again.
That did happen earlier today.
Oh, boy.
As fans were not happy with what Denny Hamlin did to Kyle Larson.
Well, here we go. Natural green-white checker finish. RJ Root gonna lead us to green. He just has to hold on for 5 miles.
Well, Tony, we know what 69 time can do. We know what Estrom's capable of. We know
what Murray's capable of.
Can do. The wild card is Schneider. We know he's been fast. He's been up there all race long. We know there are relationships in between those cars.
Yes.
But what does he do when it is go time as a race car driver? You see red and the green flag drops. And you go back up to 194 miles an hour before you haul it off into turn 1. We're about to find out.
Absolutely. And here's the other thing, too. You take a look at who else is up there in the top 5. Yeah, that just so happens to be Rich Jett in the 77. The highest running bow tie right now, sitting plus 21.
Look who's in 7th.
Oh, my goodness.
Batman.
The pride of Fairview, Tennessee, Chris Claude.
He did it again.
He absolutely did it again.
He did it again.
And here we go. What we hope is going to be the final restart tonight. Root gets the button from the outside lane. Edstrom looking to go with him. As there goes the pace car. Here goes the field into the restart zone. And we are back under green.
Green flag back in the air.
2 to go.
More time. 2 to go. Tony Trubasser just said green flag back in the air once again here at Pocono. Or is it Pocono? We're about to find out. What a restart by RJ Root. But look at the 0-2. Schneider just send it in. man, he hauled the mail. Look at the 74. Estrom bounces back. It's a twofer. It's a threefer just about at the front of this piece. Everyone trying to catch 69 time.
Edstrom hanging tough on the low side right now as Murray went up top with Schneider. Edstrom leaning on Schneider coming through the tunnel turn. They're still side by side. Here comes Murray. Almost 3 wide.
It is going to be 3 wide. Are you serious right now, Tony Trapasso? This is absolute ludicrous out here on the racetrack. Look at him trying to come around the outside.
Coming to the white flag.
At the front.
We are racing back to checkers.
69 time RJ Root. Can he hold him off one more lap? Or does the new guy, Schneider, find a way to Schneike the 69 time? He's going to bomb him in the corner. Here comes Murray with the fury. He's going to hit him. He taps Schneider out of the way.
Oh!
Hold on to it. What a save. What
he
a save.
He still got his foot in it.
How did he? I'm done. How did he do that, Tony Trapasso?
Schneider's just got to hold on for 1 more mile. Edstrom into the wall off the tunnel turn. Drag race for the win. Schneider leads Murray. They started 1-2. They're going to finish 1-2. Murray throws the slider. Schneider crosses him over side by side off of turn number 2. Murray's going to hang on for the victory. And Rich Jet comes home with a podium.
I don't believe it. 77, Rich Jet gets the podium. But Schneider and Murray battle it down. They're going to take the fairgrounds, the grandstands, throw the camping ground and the RVs in it too, because that right there was absolutely fan-freaking-tastic by Alex Murray and Jacob Schneider.
This is coming to the white flag. This is coming to the white flag. Edstrom's down on the low side. He's going to jump up. He's going to now follow Murray through. Gives Murray a bump. There goes Schneider. Looks into the inside of Root. Murray's going to look to the inside as well. Takes Root on the outside. They're going to lean on each other through the middle of 1. There goes Murray way down the track.
Able to keep his foot in it.
He never lifted.
Comes right back up in front of Estrom.
Gets the bump from Estrom. That gets him clear of Root. Edstrom and Root leaning on each other. They're going to get contact. And just like that, it was Edstrom that got Root loose. That put Edstrom into the wall, and it made him hemorrhage spots. And because of that, Rich Jet was able to hang on and get by Root as well. And then that drag race for the win. Unfortunately, Schneider came up just about a corner short.
What a battle. What a war from Pocono. Well, we haven't seen him in a couple of weeks, Tony, and he's right back where he left off.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as I can find him. And I believe you've got the Pride of Concord, North Carolina with you now, Matt.
Yeah, he's out there flying like the Concorde at Mach 3 out there on the racetrack. Once again, Alex Murray, it's been a couple weeks since we've seen you, and you're picking up right where you left off, this time at the Tricky Triangle. From our perspective, that was absolutely wild. How did you pull that one off, man?
Honestly, just great setup built by Ryko. Ken over there does a great job every week and gives us good stuff. And wouldn't be able to do it without him and all of our other supporters, as well as family and the team itself.
I mean, you also swept both stages there too, Alex, as well. So you got to put that in there too, correct?
I believe Jacob won the second one, but no, I mean it was a good race overall. It just, you're racing against guys on the same setup as you, so it's a little hard to get ahead of them, and we're all packed up together. So it's really whoever makes the smartest move at the right time. And saw a couple of people make the wrong move at the wrong time, and it got them into a wreck or got them into some trouble. So just keep the car clean and come home with a win.
Now, forgive me if I get this wrong. There was a lot that happened that last 2.5 miles of racing. Did you get shot down almost off the racetrack on the long pond stretch there, going down the back?
Yeah, RJ wasn't lifting and I wasn't either, so he was on my right rear and I was trying to give him room, and I believe Brandon was trying to push me, and it sent me down low and gathered it up somehow and somehow got to Jacob after it was all said and done. So I don't know how I did it, but I held on to it.
That was the most mind-blowing moment of the race I've had in a long time. I figured once you got sent down there, because it gets bumpy, people don't realize there's like little jumps and whoop sections like you'd see on a dirt bike track down there. I thought it was over. And then when you merged back up into traffic and Tony realized you didn't lift, take me through that moment one more time through the race car, just so everyone at home can understand what you were going through as it occurred.
Honestly, I expected to wreck or not win, one of the two. So I just kept my foot in it and hope for the best. But honestly, I mean, like I told Brandon, RJ's not lifting, I'm not lifting, he's not lifting. So anything that happens on the last lap is just collateral damage at that point.
It's fair game, collateral damage. Alex Murray, we've missed you. We're so glad to have you back right here at the Stacey Strong Cup Series. Man, right back in victory lane. What a thriller. Congratulations. Who do you want to thank, bud?
Shamrock Auto Care, Reco Performance, P1 Coffee Co., Brandon's Lasers, my fiance. She's been sitting on the air mattress next to me. She blew an air mattress up to come watch. She's been watching the broadcast, obviously, and she's been sitting next to me the whole race and talking to me under caution, keeping me busy. So I've got to thank her and obviously all my family.
Well, there you are, ladies and gentlemen. I said it before. I'll say it again. Nobody circles the wagons like Alex Murray. Look for a new bumper sticker on the back of his car. # full send. Alex Murray, what a win. Congratulations, man. We'll let you go. Enjoy it. Don't pass it back to you, bud.
Thank you, guys.
Alex Murray coming home with the victory, and joining us now, the newest member of PRE and the man who had it until turn 3. But Greenville, South Carolina, Jacob Schneider, 2 weeks in a row, you have had some amazing finishes in only your first couple of starts here with the Stacey Strong Cup Series. Congratulations on a podium here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, appreciate it. Wish I could have got the win. It was pretty close, but yeah, second place, the first loser.
You shouldn't look at it that way, sir, because you had a very strong run here tonight. You and your teammate both sweeping the podium, or the team affiliate, I should say, because you're running for Field Filler tonight, right?
Correct. Yes.
But still, stage 2 winner. Hey man, congratulations on that. Definitely something to hang your hat on here in the Stacey Strong Cup Series. Just to win a stage is difficult, let alone trying to win a race in only your second start with the league. Jacob, how do you get it done over there?
I do have good teammates, and I'm kind of new to the oval side of things here, and they've coached me and gave me advice. Maybe they'll stop giving me so much advice now, but so far so good.
Yeah, I'm going to call baloney on that as far as being new to the oval side of things. Second highest I rating in the field, coming home, started outside row number 1, came home with the second place finish here tonight, won a stage. Jacob, you're a bad poker player, my friend.
Well, I'm mainly a road course racer, and I just started getting into this oval stuff a couple months ago.
Well, you're definitely a quick study if that's the case, but who else helps you get it done there over on the O2 ride?
So all the guys at Prodigy, Alex actually gave me driving advice at the beginning after the first stage, and then RJ kind of talked me through. Gave me some pointers on strategy and whatnot during the race.
Jacob Schneider, congratulations on a podium. We will see you next week, sir.
All right. Thank you, guys.
And Matt, I believe I'll have another beer. You have the man out of Schwenksville with you now as Godzilla in the house.
That's right. It's about time Godzilla got up here in the booth, and what a way to put yourself into a podium, Rich. Couldn't be happier for you, man. How are you feeling right now, bud?
Very lucky and excited with the finish. It didn't look good there at one point. I got some wheel damage, but got that fixed up and was able to finish it out.
You know, Rich, in my opinion, this has been a long time coming for you. You know, we've consistently watched you grow, your performances get better throughout the course of this season. You've had some bad luck along the way, but tonight, I mean, you put on a clinic in that race car. I mean, the highest running Chevrolet. You fought through adversity. I mean, you fought some of the best and the best of this league tonight, and you still come out of here. I mean, you went from how many spots did you pick up in one lap on that restart? That was crazy.
Yeah, if I got a decent restart, it was pretty good, but it was very hit or miss, and car got a little tight sometimes. It felt like it changed, like maybe after the first or second stage, got really tight. So that didn't work for me, but it didn't hurt me in the end, actually.
No, and I experienced that myself at Pocono earlier this week too. But I mean, you were absolutely lights out. Watching you on those restarts, especially late, was exhilarating. Now you have some momentum in your tank. Now you got that podium. What does this do for you now moving forward, Rich?
Well, I got to look at the schedule and see what's coming up because
Richmond.
Well, I like the shorter track, so that could hopefully bear some good results. Hopefully, but I need to get on a better run here because the past month or so has been a little sliding downwards. Just need to overcome a lot of the mistakes and accidents and issues to have and get back in top 10 around what I usually run, hopefully.
Well, I'll tell you what, a third place, a great way to do it, Rich. We'll let you celebrate this one with your team. Before we cut you loose, who helps you get it done on that Godzilla number 77 Chevrolet?
I help my teammates, Wilco and Steve Herring. You guys do a great job, all the admins that look out for the league and run the league and do all the daily things during the race too. That's a little harder than even some what we're doing on the track. So it's really appreciated, even though everyone doesn't get to say it.
Hey, Rich, well, Tony and I certainly appreciate it, and we appreciate you hard fighting out there on the racetrack, doing what you do. A pleasure to watch each and every Sunday night right here in prime time. Ladies and gentlemen, comes home third, the driver of the 77. That is no one other than Rich Jett. Tony Trapasso, back to you, bud.
Congratulations to Godzilla for rounding out our podium. That's going to put another one in the books for us tonight. Alex Murray, Jacob Schneider, Rich Jett, your top three. We already spoke to those three gentlemen. Raymond Root, RJ himself coming home in fourth. Rafael Rodriguez with another good charge. Now, man, the other thing we do need to mention, Rich Jett, your biggest mover here tonight at plus 23 after starting almost dead spanking last, coming out of qualifying, gains 23 spots to come home in third. Rafael Rodriguez, good finish for him, coming home with the top five. John Wilco in sixth. Brandon Edstrom falls to seventh after that contact on the final lap coming out of the tunnel turn with RJ Root. Chris Claude, great recovery drive for the 10. The Chief Cook and Bottle Washer here in the Stacy Strong Cup Series coming home in eighth. Ron Fitting and Tanner Martin rounding out your top 10. Steve Herring in 11th. Matt White and Tim Cook. Mark Johnson and Aaron Mack rounding out the top half of the field. Matt? And we may have lost Matt. Mark Johnson, the final car on the lead lap in 14th. Aaron Mack, first car, one or more laps down. Randall Watkins in 16th. 17th going to Charles Eaton. Ken Ron in 18th. Alexander Gangler and Brian Tarnowski rounding out your top 20. R.P. Allen able to salvage 21st. Bennett Allen in 22nd. Sean Rogers, Nate Spomer, and Jeff Carson rounding out your top 25. Lauren Jones coming home in 26 after pit starting. Everything went wrong about mid-race. Same thing goes for Nick Stein. Just a night he soon forget. Rodrigo Loga, it was a short return to the league as he put it on the hauler back on it was 107 laps down. Dave Frug Jr. in 29th. Kavashi Holt rounding out your top 30. Seba Cornez, and Eugenio Alonso rounding out your field of 32 that took the green flag here tonight from Pocono. Be sure to join us tomorrow night as we bring you the next round of the King of Cali series. Excuse me, that'll be an 8 p.m. Eastern Time start on that one, as well as the A-Lot Cleaner round number 19 here in Pocono. That'll be an 8:10 Eastern Time start on that one. So doubleheader tomorrow night. Racing 7 nights a week. You guys are not going to want to miss the actions. We have some amazing leagues that we have picked up, and some are coming back, and some are here to stay. And in the meantime, he's Matt Metler. I'm Tony Trapasso. Reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that until we get a chance to meet again, and as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a huge favor. Don't play in traffic. God bless and good night.